just because the world mutated. The game became reality. The invasion of demonic beasts from other realms brought great disaster to humanity. However, humanity also received a career system, a system that made people stronger. Everyone could randomly awaken their innate talent and then choose a suitable profession. Innate talent grades are divided into common, rare, legendary, demigod, and mythic. Among them, a mythic innate talent had never appeared before. After awakening, most people chose a mage or a swordsman profession, followed by summoners, warriors, and assassins. Clerics were regarded as the lowest profession because of poor healing effectiveness and low attack power. Today was the school's Unified Awakening Day. The principal encouraged the students from the podium, then activated the awakening formation. Each student eagerly awaited their awakening, and Yen Hao was no exception. He also hoped to become strong to protect what he had. The girl in front of him was the person he wanted to protect. Her name was Su Mumu, the school's beauty and his childhood companion. Time passed. Students awakened one after another, and soon it was his turn. When Yen Hao stood on the awakening formation, his consciousness was transferred to a mysterious space, and a glowing orb appeared before him. The moment Yen Hao placed his hand on the orb, a tremendous energy immediately converged into his body. In the system announcement, Yen Hao had awakened a mythic innate talent, world reversing, an innate talent never before seen in history. This talent could cause contrasting effects on all skills, and Yen Hao could freely control turning it on and off. However, it had a fatal flaw. It could only invert skills, but was ineffective against normal attack damage. Therefore, Yen Hao decided to hide the news of his awakening, to avoid others discovering his talent's weakness. Afterward, he urged Mumu to awaken her talent, while he wanted to choose a profession, to maximize the talent's potential. Yen Hao chose the cleric profession, the one considered the trashiest, because under the influence of a mythic innate talent, healing skills would immediately become critical damage attacks. Moreover, the damage after conversion was true damage, able to bypass all defenses and armor. If Yen Hao became overpowered, who could stop him? No doubt, cleric was the perfect fit for his talent. At that moment, Mumu also completed her awakening. She had a legendary innate talent and chose the mage profession. Next, they had to enter the secret realm dungeon to level up. After being refused everyone's invitation to team up, Yen Hao decided to enter the dungeon alone to level up faster, and he also didn't want to reveal his innate talent too early. Yen Hao passed through the teleport gate into the secret realm. This dungeon was called the Wolf Forest. True to its name, there was a pack of bloodthirsty wolves here. Players had to follow the designated route, eliminate all the wild wolves to clear the dungeon, and along the way, there were healing springs for newcomers to recover HP. Notably, death in the secret realm was real. Once you died, you could not resurrect. So most newcomers try to clear the dungeon as safely as possible. But with a mythic innate talent, Yen Hao had no choice but to go deeper into the realm. Very quickly, he encountered 3 wild wolves. They immediately attacked when they saw him. Yen Hao curled his lip, activated world reversing, and instantly triggered a reverse healing skill, which killed one of the wild wolves. The 2 remaining wolves charged. One activated a bite and rend skill, but was countered and slammed far away. Then he used reversal to cast a binding technique, locking another wolf in place, and then used reverse healing to kill it. The wolf that had been countered also rushed back. Yen Hao dodged its normal attack and returned a reverse healing skill at it. At present, he only knew these 2 skills, but they were enough to deal with him easily. Afterward, Yen Hao turned off the world reversing effect and used a healing skill on himself to fully recover. Yen Hao's level also rose to level 2 for the cleric profession. Increasing intelligence was the right choice, so he allocated 2 free attribute points into intelligence. Upgrade complete. The night passed and a new day began. The principal looked at the map and said in surprise, "This area is restricted from exploration during school instruction. He wants to challenge the hidden S-rank boss, the Shadow Scion Wolf King." The more he thought about it, the stranger it seemed. Impossible. The principal began to speculate on possible scenarios. If Linya hadn't deliberately sought death, then his hidden talent might be mythic or even beyond mythic. He stroked his beard and remarked, "Unfortunately, he hasn't revealed his talent. For now, they can only observe the other seed players and hope Linya can survive and return." Huang Qianqi beside him chuckled. "Old man, if you're so worried, why not place a bet? I bet he'll set a new record." He looked down with curiosity. "But you say the seed player is that girl? I find her a bit lacking in spark." Meanwhile, the wild wolves still charged fiercely. Huang Qianqi watched and commented, "The idea is abundant, but the execution is a bit lacking." Su Mumu quickly rushed forward, executed a martial skill, the freezing art. The two beside her praised. The goddess is amazing. Ice arrows shot forward to attack, and the wild wolves were immediately felled. That was also when she realized something was wrong. Many more wild wolves were charging toward Su Mumu from behind. She immediately grabbed the two people beside her and ran, drawing the other monster's attention. "Run quickly," Su Mumu said, then thought despondently. "Oh no, my goddess image is ruined in an instant while running." She suddenly stopped, turned, and commanded, "Both of you stay behind me." She hurriedly unleashed a move, Fong Sing Chi Le, Su Mumu split opua du pisate tostai, and simultaneously cast a freezing art, causing the monsters to flee immediately. Only then did she breathe a sigh of relief. "All right, we're safe." The principal watched the scene and stroked his beard. "Well, still holding up, right?" Huang Qianqi beside him replied, "Having innate talent alone without combat awareness won't carry her far. Unless there happened to be a baby rabbit grazing inside the forest." Suddenly startled and turned around. Just then, the system announced a level up to level 3. Linya killed a wild wolf and exclaimed excitedly, "Just a little more." He felt satisfied. "Good, this pace is exactly what I hoped for. Clear the rest of the minor monsters to reach level 4. Suddenly, there was a loud noise in the bushes. Linya immediately turned to look in that direction. "It's here." He carefully hid behind the bushes to observe the situation. The system immediately displayed information. Shadow Scion Wolf King, level 5, Strength 10, Constitution 9, Intelligence 3, Spirit 3, Agility 5, Aptitude, Silver. Skills, Bite and Rend, Bleeding, Wild Call, Claw Strike. Some important information about it was also updated. The Shadow Scion Wolf King is a roaming wolf in the forest with a vicious temperament that will pursue and kill any creature it sees. This place had caused countless young talents to die tragic deaths, so the school had listed it as forbidden ground. Hiding behind a tree, Linya noticed the wild wolves still circle beside the Shadow Scion Wolf King. Like ordinary animals, they occasionally left to find a convenient spot. Linya also understood their pattern. After finishing their task, they don't necessarily return to the den immediately and may wander around. The pack's departure frequency wasn't low, which was his chance to take them out one by one. He suddenly ambushed a wild wolf, and it was quickly killed. The system announced, dealt 50 damage, killed the monster unharmed, received 10 experience points. He was ecstatic inside. Those annoying minor monsters were now experience bags, helping him level up. Once his experience increased enough, he'd be ready to duel the Shadow Scion Wolf King. Thus, the boss's minions steadily decreased while his level rose. After that, Linya concentrated his force on his weapon and swung the spear with great strength to attack. When he reached level 4, the White Wolf King finally noticed something amiss. By then, its underlings had already been completely wiped out by Yen Hao. Next was its turn. The system immediately displayed the boss's stats. HP 200, Mana 1000, Attack 500, Defense 200. The White Wolf King lunged at him in fury, but calmly raised a paw to cast Shadow Claw Strike. When it let out a low growl, he said with satisfaction, "Thanks, my tendons and bones feel more relaxed now." Thus, as the White Wolf King repeatedly used attack skills, Yen Hao healed while launching reverse healing attacks at it. Linya couldn't help but exclaim, "No wonder the god-tier talent. Its attacks at most serve as healing food for me." He thought to himself, "Keep attacking. It'll make you easier to handle." A moment later, the system reminded him that the healing art had cooled down. Linya calmly said, "After you're done attacking, leave some for me." The Shadow Scion Wolf King took continuous hits. Its HP began to drop sharply. Suddenly, Linya was startled to see the notification. Shadow Scion Wolf King activated its normal attack, Claw Strike. Then it unleashed another move that caused severe HP drop and unexpectedly broke into a grotesque smile. He exclaimed in surprise, "Detected already?" But Linya showed no fear and continued, "Too bad. It's already too late." Under Yan Hao's reverse healing attack, the White Wolf King fell, dropping a bronze treasure chest. His level also rose to 5. And to his surprise, the system rated Yen Hao as 3S and awarded an additional silver treasure chest. Then the system announced that a student had cleared the Wolf Forest dungeon, completing all hidden SSS achievements. The students were all astonished, wondering which top player had achieved this miracle, since a 3S rating had never appeared in history. The principal was equally shocked. No one had ever earned an SSS rating in this dungeon, meaning all hidden achievements were completed. In my memory, only Linya had ever stepped into the forbidden area. Huang Qianqi couldn't believe it and said, "How is that possible? One SSS requirement is to pass without dealing damage. What does it mean to solo clear the dungeon without dealing damage?" Su Mumu was also surprised, thinking, "I didn't expect someone to complete SSS. I almost got an A just now. That was already risky. Who could do that? People around continue to speculate. We've never heard of a seed player this powerful this season. Maybe a transfer student. Su Mumu was very curious about how Linya was doing now. Linya was ecstatic. Great. That's lucky. His expression changed. With that, Linya quickly tapped the system screen and opened the light treasure. Yan Hao immediately opened the chest. The system immediately announced. Activated upgraded silver light treasure. Obtained the skill book divine artifact healing method. Gained 5 free attribute points. Obtained silver tier equipment dark dagger. A blinding light radiated from the treasure. The system continued to introduce. Dark dagger increases the wielder's attack by 50 points and grants 10 armor penetration. Attacks have a 5% chance to inflict bleeding on the enemy. Most importantly, divine artifact healing method level 1. Active skill that uses divine aura to bless allies within 10m, restoring 100 HP, with a healing effect lasting 10 seconds at 10 HP per second, costing 50 mana. 20's cooldown. When reversed, divine artifact healing method becomes Calamity's Descent level 1, an active skill that uses evil aura to curse all enemies within 10m, removing 100 HP and causing a damage over time for 10 seconds at 20 HP per second, costing 45 mana. 20's cooldown. Linya was extremely excited, exclaiming, "Although the cooldown seems long and the mana cost is high, that's a minor issue early on. Such a large burst AoE damage is already the strongest ultimate in the early stage." A smile involuntarily lifted at the corner of his mouth, combined with a cleansing art to offset the cooldown drawback. He had surpassed even the strongest mage class. Linya tossed a dagger in his hand and told himself, "I'll sell this dagger to the next generation. Consider it seed money for the future. I can't keep spending my uncle and aunt's money forever. They've supported me enough." The system continued to announce. Received 5 free attribute points. Linya was very pleased, thinking these 5 points were the most valuable reward. He looked at the Celestial Reward map and analyzed that free attribute points are very rare. Aside from the 2 points given on level up, they can only be obtained through special dungeon tasks or by opening hidden light treasures. Linya calculated silently. If the first clear's rating isn't above S, you won't get attribute rewards, whereas an SSS achievement grants an extra 5 points. He was extremely confident and decided, allocate all free attribute points to intelligence. From now on, Linya would advance to the pinnacle of the magic path, becoming the most violent Calamity priest. The spatial door opened. Hong Xiaofeng guessed. They're out. Definitely the SSS veteran team's party. But everyone was puzzled. Wait, why is it only Linya? Linya returned amid the chatter, possibly still finalizing calculations. Everyone wanted to see how rich the hidden rewards were. Just then, Su Mumu ran up calling, "Linya, tell us quickly, was that you?" People doubted his ability. Someone said, "Rely on this trash?" "Mumu, you're praising him too much. If I recall, he went into the dungeon alone, right? He probably couldn't do anything and ran out." Then they mocked Linya. At that moment, he took out the dagger. "Any classmates specialize as assassins? I just unlocked a weapon, not bad quality. Any takers?" This action caused an immediate uproar. Everyone was stunned. "You got that equipment? It's silver tier." Linya impatiently asked again, "So, does anyone want it or not?" They began bidding. "I want it. I'll call my dad to get the money now. 10,000, 20,000. You think 20,000 gets you top gear? I'll give 50,000. Hearing the highest number, he thought, 50,000 is worth his top weapon. Linya said, 50,000 once, 50,000 twice. Suddenly a girl raised her hand. 100,000N. Everyone froze. 100,000 alliance currency? Unbelievable. A normal family's income is only 10,000. Daring to spend 100,000 means starving for 10 years. Hearing that, Linya calculated silently. 100,000 is a very high price. No need to keep this top dagger anyway. Immediately after, he agreed to the deal. A red-haired young man asked curiously, "Linya, what level are you now?" He didn't hide it and answered plainly, "Level 5. Everyone buzzed with questions. "Linya, which team did you join? Did you really solo the dungeon to level 5? You're the one who got the SSS rating? Tell us how you cleared it. How did you do that?" The principal, witnessing this, silently reasoned. This student was not in a team, meaning he soloed the dungeon. But a masked voice interjected, "Impossible. No one can do that. He must have found a team when he entered." He couldn't believe the truth. A novice student solo clearing the dungeon and attaining SSS. He felt this was impossible. Hong Chanchi analyzed. The requirement is to solo clear all monsters without dealing damage. At present, even the top professional classes cannot achieve such a feat at the novice stage. When the purple-haired youth grew angry, the person beside him worried. Handsome guy. Do we still want to mess with him further? He gritted his teeth. I think he just got lucky. Maybe he used dirty tricks. How far can a priest really go? The other quickly smiled to curry favor. Right? Look at his smug face. Next time we'll take the chance to teach him a lesson. At that moment, the principal announced, All right, students, this test is concluded. From today on, you are no longer ordinary students, but apprentice professionals with extraordinary power. He emphasized an important point. At the same time, in 30 days, you will all face the most important moment of your lives, the profession assessment. The principal spoke very solemnly. The future will either be a return to ordinary life or becoming humanity's heroes fighting the demon court. Everything will be decided by your performance in the 30-day examination ahead. During this 1-month period, you must make use of the low-level hidden dungeons arranged by the school to reach level 10 or higher. Linya was calculating internally. The profession test must be completed as a team, and it's also one of the key evaluation criteria, the degree of coordination within the team. He glanced at Sumumu, but he had already decided on his partner. Linya stared at her, analyzing silently. Don't be fooled by this girl's constant cold demeanor. She's actually the most worrisome. That person is clumsy yet sincere, easily deceived, and likely to reveal her true nature under pressure. He resolved inwardly that no matter how powerful her awakened talent became, he would protect her from harm. Linya recalled past memories. This was also his promise to his uncle and aunt. In the end, he reminded himself he would never let that tragedy happen again. So Linya stepped forward and proposed, I'm not going home for dinner tonight. Come out and run a dungeon with me. She gasped in surprise when she heard it. Then the spatial door opened again. The system immediately announced, Hidden area, Stone Scorpion Cavern, levels 3 to S, difficulty selectable. A medium-sized team of 5 to 10 people is recommended to enter. Introduction. Countless venomous scorpions inhabit the Stone Scorpion Cavern. Be careful. Their attacks are not fatal, but the tail venom is troublesome. Avoid being hit by a scorpion's tail. Rewards go to whoever defeats the Scorpion King. Put everything into defeating it, and be careful not to be poisoned or killed within a certain time, as it will then enter a berserk state. Linya immediately chose hard mode, then analyzed. When challenging a dungeon, you can select difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the stronger the monster stats and the tougher the completion requirements, requiring more people and granting more generous reward. One thing Linya and she needed to note is that novice dungeons usually have 3 tiers, normal, hard, and nightmare. But this Stone Scorpion Cavern only has 2 early tiers, normal and hard. At this, Sumumu hesitated. Although it's a novice dungeon, you plan to have us challenge a hard team mode and even aim for an SSS rating? He was unfazed. Trust me. Seeing that, she hurried to explain. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that avoiding dealing damage will be difficult for me and might hinder you. Linya calmly turned and said, This dungeon has a way to skip the fights. Sumumu gasped, Skip fights? You mean bypass the monsters and run through the dungeon? He nodded in confirmation. The monsters and terrain in this dungeon are fixed. I found materials left by a predecessor, synthesized them, and reconstructed the dungeon layout. By calculation, skipping is possible. Now she looked at Linya with great admiration. Impressive. It's like he recreated the whole scene in his head. Sumumu recalled that she had always known Linya was hiding his true strength. For a long time, he had studied various dungeons, monsters, and data patterns. He always scored full marks on theory exams. Around him, people only gave contemptuous looks, thinking he liked bullying the weak. Seeing her stunned, Linya prompted, Why are you standing there dazed? Let's go. Only then did Sumumu come back to herself. Coming, she thought to herself. I always believed he would become the hero to save the earth. The scene shifted into the Stone Scorpion Dungeon. Sumumu excitedly looked around. It's really beautiful, Mumu. He immediately warned alertly. Compared to the previous dungeon, this outdoor dungeon is much more dangerous. At that moment, the system notified. Team size insufficient. Forcibly match additional players into the party. Linya was quite surprised. He didn't expect the dungeon to be able to forcibly match other players. Now he was even more determined. So we not only have to face monsters, but also compete. Stay alert. Suddenly an explosion rang out, making them both startled. A purple-haired youth was attacked, coughed up blood, and was flung backward, surprising Linya. The purple-haired youth coughed and gasped in pain. The system displayed information about the opponent. Poison Scorpion level 3, Strength 5, Constitution 4, Intelligence 2, Spirit 3, Agility 5, Silver Aptitude. Skills: Deadly Poison, Devour, Petrify. Description: Scorpions with tails will stab victims and cause paralysis, making movement difficult. Repeated poisoning can paralyze the heart. He was overwhelmed by the sight. He hadn't expected a single small monster could wipe out a whole team. The danger of the open dungeon was far greater than imagined. The purple-haired youth trembled as he looked at him and Sumumu, then shouted, "Hey, Linya, aren't you coming to help fight the monsters? Have you forgotten the Academy's support rules?" Linya replied coldly, "Pray for your own good luck." He angrily barked, "Despicable priest." Linya paid him no mind and said to her, "We'll go this way." Now, he seriously warned, "Remember, the scorpions here are extremely afraid of water, and are all melee monsters with no ranged attacks. Follow me and obey my orders. I guarantee you won't get poisoned." Sumumu trusted him and replied. He suddenly smiled. "Right, one more thing." As he dashed forward, he said, "They're extremely sensitive to sound." Then he wielded his weapon and executed a martial technique, the strategy snatch, and one strike vanquished the poisoned scorpion. Sumumu exclaimed in surprise, "Is this your talent?" So the SSS rating. Before she could finish, he signaled for silence and explained, "To successfully skip the fights, you must follow a special route, avoid all the monster sight lines, and reach the end of the dungeon." After that, he jumped down from above to land on the ground. Linya looked ahead and analyzed. The weak point on the map is where the monsters that fear water gather around a pool. This stream is harmless and drinkable. Saying that, he rushed off amid her astonishment and jumped into the water. Sumumu stood on the bank thinking, then also jumped in after him. She swam quickly forward. After a short while, she had swum to the opposite shore, climbed ashore and sighed in relief. Meanwhile, he raised his hand holding a rock and looked down at the ground below his feet, then forcefully smashed the rock down. Immediately, there was movement below, and a strange sound rang out. Everyone gaped in astonishment at the scene. "Hey, what's going on?" At that moment, the water began to churn. The system updated. Scorpion King level 6, Strength 10, Constitution 9, Intelligence 5, Spirit 6, Agility 6, Silver Aptitude. Skills: Deadly Poison, Devour, Petrify. Description: Lurks in a cave, loves killing, enormous in size, brightly patterned to indicate extremely fearsome venom. Beware its sting, or you will die. Linya showed no fear and waved. "Come on then." It immediately brandished its claw to intimidate with its strength. He smiled faintly. "You don't dare come up? Then next is our strength." Immediately after, Linya swung his hand and unleashed Taeking Lamb, destroying 100 poison scorpions and gaining 2,000 experience points. Everyone reacted in shock and hushed conversation. A priest can deal magical damage like that? The scorpions we faced required a whole team to defeat. Yet he butchered them like lambs. What kind of monster did we encounter? No way. Was he the one who set the record? Sumumu also activated her talent, the right of releasing life, and left the rest to him to use the freezing art. In an instant, the scorpions were exterminated. She killed 50 poison scorpions and received 500 experience points. Finally, the system announced that all poison scorpions had been slain. Student Sumumu leveled up to level 4 and gained 1 free attribute point. Name: Sumumu. Vocation: Mage Strength. For Constitution: 5. Intelligence: 6. Spirit: 5. Agility. For Awakened Talent: Right of Releasing Life. Attack Skill: Freezing Art. She couldn't believe the scene. She had leveled up so quickly. He glanced back and said, "Next, we have to face the Scorpion King." Linya couldn't help but exclaim, "No wonder it's the Scorpion King. It even has water resistance." When Sumumu cast her skill, the system reported, Freezing Art dealt 10 damage to the Scorpion King. She was stunned. "Only 10 points? Is the Scorpion King's defense that high? What now? If we make even one mistake," he spoke to reassure her, "don't worry. Its weak point is at the center of the abdomen in the second HP phase. We can exploit that." Then Linya pulled her aside to dodge its attack and seized the opportunity to counterattack. The Scorpion King's claw fell into the water. Linya landed and commanded, "Moo, keep making new positions." Sumumu obeyed. Linya continued to unleash the Lu Deprive technique, and finally the Scorpion King's HP decreased. Lu Deprive dealt 150 damage to the Scorpion King. He remarked, "Tough, indeed." Linya watched the Scorpion King's movements and quickly recognized the right moment. This is it. Moo, Freezing Art. Linya dodged its strike and analyzed. The Scorpion King only raises its body and exposes the abdominal weak point when it uses that move. He then seized a chance to use Lu Deprive, critically striking the weak point and dealing 1,000 damage to the Scorpion King. Su Mumu praised, "Amazing. The system, based on that information, announced the Scorpion King's defeat. Received 3,000 experience points, completed the Stone Scorpion Cavern dungeon, and began dispensing rewards. In an instant, Linya leveled up to level 6, completing all hidden objectives, killing the dungeon boss, exterminating all scorpions, and avoiding being poisoned. Rated SSS, he received a Golden Yang Gem and 5 free attribute points. Info panel. Name Linya. Vocation Priest, level 6, Strength 10, Constitution 10, Intelligence 20, Spirit 10, Agility 10, Awakened Talent. Inverse Turning of the Heavens. Single target skills. Healing Art, Lu Deprive. Support skills, Purification Art, Dark Seal Art. Area skills, Divine Remedy, Tai Akyang Lam. The purple-haired youth was now convinced, calling Linya Great Elder, while the people behind him knelt, weeping and pleading. Great Daya, I swear to serve anywhere. You are not a petty man, are you? While there are few round, I will be your dog, Great Daya. He warned, today's events, you all must keep quiet. Linya smiled at them. Don't tell anyone, or bear the consequences yourselves. During the teleportation, Linya suggested, open it here, no one can see. They both turned their eyes to the glowing Yang treasure. He excitedly ordered it opened. System notice. Acquired maturation skill poison cannon. Vocation requirement. Mage. Gold tier boots Tafong. Silver tier greatsword hunter. Silver tier ring jade and 5 free attribute points. Mumu gate. 5 attribute points. No wonder your stats are so high. The info panel appeared. Item name. Hunter greatsword. Weapon type. Forge level 1. Silver quality. Requires greatsword vocation. Effect. Plus 200 attack power, plus 5 strength passive effect. Shield break. Tafong boots. Forge level 1. Gold quality. Plus 10 agility. Plus 30% movement speed. Passive effect demon step. Increases evasion effectiveness. Skill book poison cannon. Gold quality. Upgradable. Requires mage. Initial effect summons mana bubbles that poison a single target. The poison bubbles explode for area damage and inflict a poison status for 5 seconds. Jade ring. Accessory. Forge level 1. Silver quality. No equip requirement. Reduces all skill cooldowns by 10%. Cannot stack with other gear cooldown effects. She exclaimed, my god, the loot from a gold tier Yang treasure is so abundant. Linya was also surprised. These 2 gold tier items are true early stage treasures, but the best prize is actually this silver ring. He thought to himself, although the jade ring is silver, reducing skill cooldowns is worth as much as a free attribute point. At auction, it could fetch millions of alliance credits. Linya offered, the poison cannon skill book is for mages. Take it. Mumu surprised. A gold tier skill book with poison attribute? But I previously learned ice magic. Still, she happily accepted it. After choosing a skill attribute, a mage can only learn skills of the ice element and cannot be compatible with other element skills. Suddenly, the info panel reported an unlocked hidden talent. Grandmaster of 5 elements, progress 2/5. She felt power surge. What is the 5 elements Grandmaster talent? I've never heard of a skill unlocking a hidden talent. Linya smiled lightly. Interesting. He guessed she needed more skill books. If she collected enough different elemental skills, she'd likely receive a surprise reward. That's a unique advantage over other mages and her trump card. She replied with interest. My trump card? Linya continued. Let's go. It's time to get out. Mumu curiously asked. By the way, how are you going to allocate the 5 attribute points? Can I use that as a reference? He bluntly said, my method won't suit you. It's my own path. She resignedly. Fine then. Scene shifts to a new area. Other fighters were gossiping. My god, a newbie can clear the overworld dungeon? Terrifying. I'm scared of these scorpions. Nonsense. Who said that was an overworld dungeon? The newbie looked smitten. Goddess Mumu, right? So, beautiful. See the person standing next to the goddess? That's Linya. He looks ordinary, but I heard he was the one who achieved the Soul SSS rating. Really? No way. Why not? He sold a dagger for 100,000 alliance credits. Suddenly, a sports car brakes sharply in place, and everyone was startled by the unexpected arrival. Hong Xiaofeng arrogantly stepped out. Oh, Zhao, I saw the sister you mentioned from afar. She's truly a rare beauty, even more attractive than this overworld dungeon. Zhao Kaihang warned. Don't joke around. Mumu urged at once. Linya, let's go quickly. Linya asked in surprise. What's wrong? She hurriedly replied. I find that guy really annoying. Mumu thought angrily, relying on family background, using schemes to seize things, hiring geniuses to run dungeons, liking a toy with poor female students. Truly disgusting. Not waiting long. Hong Xiaofeng had already spoken up. Classmate, wait a moment. He quickly started a conversation. Pretty lady, may I have a chance to get to know you? I'm Hong Xiaofeng, the sole heir of the Hong Corporation. Other newbies recognize him. Isn't that Hong Xiao? I heard he skipped classes the whole term and only showed up for exams. Even if he hasn't awakened, he still has a set of silver gear. If his talent is strong, he could top the rankings. They buzz. Rumor has it he's a sea king. Bad luck. Betting lots of girls. Stop making things up. Who proved any of that? He smirked inwardly. Wherever he went, he was the center of gossip. Mu bluntly refused. No, I already have a boyfriend. Hong Xiaofeng's face darkened. He judged inwardly. All street market stuff. Like jasmine stuck in a pile of ox dung. Linya sighed helplessly. Miss, are you using me as a human shield again? I thought you knew this guy. Hong Xiaofeng, furious, prepared to rush forward and shouted, Get out of the way! Before he could act, he was blocked by Linya. Hong Xiaofeng widened his eyes in surprise and curled his lip as if to provoke. Furious, he thought, what loser dare strike me? He doesn't know his limits. He unleashed a warrior skill charge, but Linya calmly used reversal. Lu Deprive intercepted it. The force immediately rebounded toward Hong Xiaofeng, causing him to take the blow and scream, It hurts! I'm dying! He struggled to demand, What trick did you use? Linya feigned innocence. I didn't lay a hand on you. Everyone saw that. He confidently replied, Besides, my vocation is priest. Those nearby discussed, What happened just now? Why did young Master Hong end up like that? But Linya really is a priest. He has no damage skills. Mu stood behind, impressed, thinking, Is this Linya's talent? Hong Xiaofeng, bitter with anger, hurriedly sprang up to retaliate. After a moment, he was hit again and froze. Hong Xiaofeng fell to the ground, shouting, You bastard, that's dirty play. He thought to himself it was only a test of the reversal effect of the healing art against a fake vocation. Linya assessed, It seems Lu Deprive, aside from damage, can also produce negative effects on fake vocations. It's a bit weak. He hasn't used half his strength yet. Hong Xiaofeng roared the challenge. If you're brave, let go of me. Dare you use your fake vocation skills to fight me? Now you'll regret it. Kneel and apologize to your father while you still can. True Kai Hang immediately stepped in. Wait a moment. Don't forget that awakened skills of fake vocations can't be used to fight each other. He privately noted that a priest who could immediately grievously injure Hong Xiaofeng, a man with iron-like skin and top-tier gear, was strange. People whispered and the school forum buzzed. Given what Linya sold at auction, he cleared the dungeon alone and jumped straight to level 5. Holy crap, no way. On the first day after awakening, can you really reach level 5 just by using the newbie secret area and the wild overworld dungeon? True Kai Hang couldn't help but wonder what this kid was. He stepped forward to explain. Sorry, my friend got a bit overexcited. I apologize on his behalf. True Kai Hang questioned. Linya, why haven't I heard of you before? If such rumors exist, they must not be fabricated. He's awakened an extremely strong talent and chose to hide it. He's a formidable opponent. Linya replied, I don't want to disrupt class harmony. It's just that this person seems displeased. At this, Hong Xiaofeng, still angry and conceited, said, True Kai Hang, what apology are you talking about? Why don't you teach him a lesson for me? What are you doing? He immediately cast a spell and created a talisman. The magical talisman sobered Hong Xiaofeng up. True Kai Hang explained in detail. He's Hong Xiaofeng, the eldest young master of the Hong Corporation. After today's incident, I'm afraid he won't let it go. He'll send people to cause trouble for you. He proposed, Don't come to school this month. There's 50,000 on this card. Consider an apology. If you need dungeon runs to level up, contact me and I'll arrange them for you. I'll ensure you don't miss any progress before the next exam, but I hope you keep some face. Stay away from that guy for a while. Linya replied firmly, I can't promise that. True Kai Hang noted inwardly. This person is intriguing. Not brainless in covering flaws, not looking to make enemies, and even wants to monopolize relationships for himself. He concluded, You're not offending anyone? I'm not offending people. Actually, I want to see how many will come bother me. Linya thought to himself, perfect chance to test a bit the combat capability of this bully's arrival. Breaking news. The Stone for Ash Cave hard level grants power for 1 minute 30 seconds. Map, Oham Town. Hunter Greatsword. Hunter Greatsword, silver tier weapon. Negotiable price, power clear rank. SSS level Stone Thrash Cave. Requires unlock fee 5,000 Alliance credits. 10 players liked it. Holy! Jade Ring reduces cooldowns by 10%. Damn, that's insane. Is it too much? Is the Jade Ring for sale? Sell the house for the money. How could a hard level Stone Thrash Cave be cleared so fast? This isn't a scam, right? 5,000 Alliance credits. Are you trying to drive people crazy? Moo worried. Linya, can this power really sell for that much on Vocation Forum? Linya assured. Trust me, no one will refuse getting extra free attribute points. The lanky guy warned that the Stone Thrash Cave is extremely dark and SSS conditions limit team cooperation. Basically impossible. The big guy suggested, I'm curious too, real or fake. Let's buy once and see. He shouted, Hey, you pay then. The orange-haired girl added, After all, it's just free attribute points. The guy in blue announced, Look, someone already bought it. System displayed. Received 5,000 Alliance credits. 3 minutes later, the hammer in his hands suddenly upgraded. The guy in blue rejoiced. It really worked. Leveled to SSS. He immediately reported, I tested it successfully. Big bro VIPR here. Although it took 2 minutes. It was my first try. With timing, you can go faster. Everyone marveled. Really? That fast? Combined with the Navy? How much did it pay? System reported receipt of 5,000 Alliance credits. All players were in an uproar. Respect. It's such a simple principle no one noticed. Who was the first to research this? Drop out and become a master on the mountain. SSS cleared. Usually Stone Thrash Cave is very dark with strange conditions. Who would voluntarily need this trick? Enough with the tough talk. Don't give yourself more excuses, okay? Big bro, I advise you to publicize this and charge a fair fee. Nothing to fear. This money is worth it for you. He was excited. Who knew this dropout method would be so simple? The system kept showing receipt of 5,000 Alliance credits. Likes and reposts on the forum suddenly surged. The system revealed the mysterious Big Bro's dropout secret in Stone Thrash Cave. Want SSS rank without pain? Players erupted. Find the poster. Whoever he is, I want to take him as my master. Go check that post. Follow Lord Lu and you'll get free attribute points. Moo exclaimed. Scary. There are 100 more orders. That's 500, 000 and already. At that moment, in a large ancestral house, the system flashed. Stone Thrash Cave hard level grants power for 1 minute 30 seconds. Map? Oham Tran. Jade Ring. No arena. Hunter Greatsword, silver tier weapon. Negotiable price. A mysterious man before the screen said, Interesting. Have you traced the poster's info? His subordinate reported, Not yet. The post hid the author using hacks before posting, but roughly the IP traces back to Jiang City Vocation Academy. He smiled slightly. Heard the academy has some interesting happenings this year, huh? The man said, Right. A big shot was eager for your greatsword and hurried to close the deal. Linya bluntly, The greatsword sells that fast? 80,000, no discount. Tan Tien, the big guy, replied, That cheap? Big bro, I want to buy it now. Start the transaction. If it goes through, I'll come find you. Meet me in front of the school's dungeon gate. 3 minutes away. Big bro, wait for me. Moo happily said, Linya, you're rich now. With the greatsword included, you've earned nearly 300,000 N. Linya calmly. Not bad. It was all within my expectations. Reasonable price and valuable content. And everyone willingly helped advertise. He frowned. However, we need many more dungeons. A silver tier graduation weapon is great early on, but sooner or later it'll be replaced. Linya calculated. Even if you have the best gear, lacking combat awareness only harms people during training. She sensed immediately. Linya, the time before the exam is so precious. You always want to grow stronger, so why waste time tweaking power levels and hustle for money? Hearing that, he thought of his goal and smiled slightly. Linya affirmed, Because this money is to protect the people I care about most. After all, in recent years, they have always protected me, he recalled. In his previous life, he had no father or mother and never knew family warmth. You played games for 18 hours straight and reached this world. It's actually my luck, Linya proudly, because I have parents who gave their lives to love and protect me. He etched every detail into his memory. But 10 years ago, when the demon tide ended, my disgusting relatives treated me like a tasty morsel and wished I would die in that tide like my parents did. Linya said bitterly. That way they could take my parents' remaining assets. The demon tide people mock one by one. If you don't want this mess, then I'll forcibly take it. 90% of my sister's assets will be mine. Any objections? Look at the boy. Look at her. This little star brat. Throw him into a welfare home, and no one would know. If he doesn't starve or get beaten to death, then let him be a dog. I think you all just want your slice of the pie. You're not kind either. I did my best. You're just too greedy. He said, trying to resist them, then was like a mantis trying to stop a car to avoid being crushed. I escaped. The plan then was to eat well, so those people would pay. Linya suddenly remembered his relatives. But at that time, an uncle and aunt stepped forward, brought him home, treated him like their own, and gradually gained his trust. Afterwards, they helped him reclaim the inheritance his parents left, prevented him from harboring revenge, and cared for him wholeheartedly. He swallowed the bitterness. Those so-called relatives were brought to court and received deserved punishment. People hurried off. Hurry, I heard someone selling gear cheap at the park. Wait for me, he vowed. Without them, he couldn't have continued attending school normally. He didn't know how much injustice he'd have to endure, Linya resolved. So, plainly put, earning money is to repay them. He was determined to grow stronger and use his strength to protect the three most important people, to avoid repeating past mistakes. Suddenly a voice rang out. Hello. Linya immediately turned his attention. The girl spoke. Excuse me, are you the big bro selling the Hunter Great Sword? Jiang City Vocational Academy number 1. Bakchi, my name is Bakchi. He probed. Are you a student here? The muscular brother? The girl blushed and explained. I'm the actual owner. Sorry, my phone died earlier. Big bro, I'm really the owner. I'm a swordsman specializing in great swords. Linya was a bit doubtful. This body uses a great sword? Could be this kid was born with abnormal power and dumped all points into strength. He decided, then confirmed the item. These are the Hunter Greatsword's attributes. Check carefully. No refunds after sale. With that, Linya tossed the sword over. Bakshi immediately caught the weapon. Her movements were neat and on par with anyone. He assessed inwardly. This strength is definitely that of a senior brother. Bakshi wondered. Big bro, this greatsword really only costs 80,000? This is a silver tier graduation weapon. In our class, it's among the best. I checked the market. Hunter greatswords are over 200,000 N. Linya replied matter-of-factly. Didn't your teachers teach you about market prices? She looked puzzled. I've been bad at math since I was a child. I have no concept of money. He frowned. Rich kid? Then warned. Next time when you buy something, check the price carefully. Don't get cheated. Bakshi nodded repeatedly. Thank you, big bro, I know. I also want to thank you a bit for getting the greatsword so cheap. The system displayed a Lion's Treasury Bank. You received 80,000 credits. Balance exceeds 1 million credits. Congratulations, you are now a gold card user. Lamia bluntly declined. No need. It was just a sale. If you need anything else, come by again. After taking a few steps, he was suddenly struck by an ability from Bakchi. A notification popped up. You've been affected by an unnamed power and received a special buff. The attention of the goddess of luck. He felt it and asked at once, is this your innate talent? Bakchi, full of vigor. Yes, this is my talent. It can level up. Big bro, can I join your team? He observed, a luck-increasing talent, rarer than legendary talents. Strategically, it's unbeatable in value, he calculated. This talent isn't limited by the quality of relics. Even weak players could unlock mid-tier relics. He asked urgently, have you told anyone about this talent? She shook her head. Not yet. He breathed a sigh of relief. Good. Any limitations? She nodded slightly. Yes. Only 3 uses per week, and each use buffs just one person. Lamia warned seriously. Don't let others know, or you'll be exploited. People can be cruel. She trembled. Is it that scary? Yes, he explained. Your buff is extremely precious. If the news leaks, some will try to seize your freedom and future. Then he described the alliance of vocation players, a large organization full of factions, power struggles, and assassinations. So join my team. We'll take care of you for now. Bakshi shouted. Really? Really? Lamia held out his hand. I'm Lamia. Welcome to the team. He suggested. Let me introduce you to my teammates. Bakshi delighted. Great. People don't believe I'm strong, so they won't team with me. He thought to himself, small body using a great sword. Who would believe it? A moment later, Tamumu exclaimed in surprise. Is this the muscular big brother you were looking for? Bakchi stammered. Hello, I'm Bakchi. Tamumu cheerfully shook her hand. Please teach me. I'm Tamumu. Bakchi widened her eyes. Goddess, You're so pretty and your hands are so soft. Suddenly, Moo shot him a sharp glance. So cute. Is Lamia plotting something? Lamia was puzzled. Why are you glaring at me? He suddenly remembered and said, how about inviting everyone to the next dungeon? Moo was surprised. Huh? Which dungeon? Lamia said, seriously, the nightmare-level blue-ground goblin. Since we can all get free points, I'll go in first alone and then support you. She explained, nightmare dungeons are the hardest for newbies. Rich rewards but greatly strengthened monsters. Rookie teams often die. The moment she heard the dungeon name, Moo panicked. What? You'll challenge a nightmare-level dungeon alone? Just going like that? She said gravely, no. Do you want to die? You're strong, but don't recklessly risk your life like that. He brushed it off. Moo, it's fine. Don't you trust my ability? She grabbed his collar. I trust you, but you can't. Bakshi suddenly remembered something. Lamia lord. Moo goddess. I have something to do. I'll go ahead. After some coaxing, he calmed her down. Don't be hot-headed. I'll enter the hard mode first. Go home and eat. Moo thought to herself, I didn't expect him to object so strongly. Fine, I'll trick him for now and secretly clear it tonight. Finally, she relented. All right, or I'll report you to my parents. He had no choice but to agree. She thought to herself, really obedient and well-behaved like that? Meanwhile, a piece of news exploded. Rumors of the strongest newbie this year emerging. Rumor has it someone cleared an entire dungeon solo. Images from the dungeon were posted and caused a stir, real or fake. The silhouette looks too ordinary. One person can't clear a dungeon alone. Why assume it's a male? Could be female. I think it's the Moo the goddess. She is strong. That comment makes sense. I also don't think it's the strongest newcomer. I can be a student to prove it. I'm in this cohort. There really was a student who solo cleared a dungeon, but I don't remember his name. It seems they did clear it. Who is it? Solo clearing a dungeon must mean top-tier gear, right? Which rich young master or noble young lady is it? Guessing the strongest rookie is Huang Xiaofeng from the Huang conglomerate? But looking broader, does the top scorer have to be from Jiang City's #1 vocational academy? Across the whole country, there could be experts solo clearing dungeons elsewhere. Whoever it is, to solo clear a newbie dungeon and obtain a hidden Yang relic, they'd definitely be the coolest newcomer this year. No injuries during the run. Strong talent, plus analytical thinking, knowledge, and the ability to parse the dungeon mechanics. The admin even posted more pics. See what they're trading. It's the Hunter Greatsword. He's the forum's legendary force, a student of Jiang City's #1 vocational academy. Seeing Moo stare at her phone, he asked, what are you looking at? Gourmet. When she didn't respond, he reached over and grabbed the phone, making Moo call out angrily. Lamia, during the meal, to Moo's mother kept serving them food. You two have had a hard couple of days. Eat a bit more. Take care of your health. She smiled and replied, yes, mother. Lamia was polite as well. Thank you, ma'am. To Moo's father asked curiously, Luia, how did the trial feel? Was it successful? He nodded. Everything went smoothly, sir. He suddenly recalled. You've always had the drive to become stronger since you were little. We all know that once you decide on something, not even 10 horses could pull you back. Still, don't overdo anything. After all, everything can easily break. Hearing that, Lamia joked. Uncle, did someone whisper something to you? He confirmed. Yes, it was a person in front of you. To Moo blushed and said awkwardly, Dad, why did you say it outright? To Moo's mother advised, Aunt and Uncle won't interfere with what you want to do. It's just that sometimes we hope you could be like Moo. Having a healthy, stable life is enough. To Moo's face showed a pout of indignation. Of course not, he insisted. Lamia said, yes, I will follow Moo's example and become a quiet, salted fish. Seeing that, she asked puzzled, why do I feel like I'm being mocked? But then he affirmed, I'm joking. Anyway, rest assured. I won't do anything beyond my abilities. He nodded with satisfaction. That's good. But remember, this family will be your support. Still, Lamia firmly refused. Uncle, I've earned enough money. Leave these things to you and Aunt. They hesitated. And to Moo's mother said sternly, you'll have many expenses during the exam period. If you refuse, I'll be angry. He hurried to reassure her. Yes, yes. Don't be mad. So he accepted the card again, feeling immensely grateful inside. Parents, see? Luckily, they accompanied me. Now I'm living very well. Deep down, he wanted to cherish this hard-won life even more. It was also the motivation driving his determination to become stronger for them. Now Lamb was ready to face it. So, nightmare-level dungeon. Here I come, at Huang Xiaofeng's house. Angry shouting rang out. Damn you, you bastard. Zhao Qiang, how dare you stab me in the back? True Kaihang replied calmly. Big bro, I was the one who saved you then, paid some of your bills. Without me, you'd probably be lying in the hospital now. Hearing that, Huang Xiaofeng shouted fiercely. What the hell? You think I needed you to save me? You're just a piece of trash, damn it. His voice trembled with pain. If I had been fully equipped, you'd see what the hell. But at this, True Kaihong walked away. You rest. Huang Xiaofeng, bitter, grabbed a glass on the table, smashed it, and growled. It's because of your lowly kind that I was humiliated like this. Get lost. What brotherhood are you talking about? Contrary to that resentment, he feigned indifference. Do you really think being the heir of the Hong conglomerate lets you do whatever you want? Uncle Hong told me to look after your request. I shouldn't have agreed. You deserve to be beaten until you piss your pants, so your own mother wouldn't recognize you. Suddenly the corner of True Kai Hong's mouth twitched oddly, almost forgetting, and he emphasized each word. You don't have a mother? Hong Xiaofeng's rage exploded. He declared you were dead to him. So get lost and don't come back. Trash, you're not fit to be my brother. True Kai Hong merely sneered. Hong Xiaofeng, you have no idea what kind of person you provoked this time. He knew full well that a suddenly appearing newbie could severely wound him without using any active skills. There were even rumors the kid could solo dungeons. Though unconfirmed, a mysterious figure had recently risen fast, drawing attention by selling dungeon strategies and gold teardrops, prompting students to form fan clubs. Historically, the odds of two such standard newcomers emerging from Jiang City are something to marvel at. At this, Hong Xiaofeng picked up his phone and called. Hey, take care of a brat for me. Call all your guys, gear them up and arm them. If it's not enough, ask me. I won't be short on money. Don't worry, I'll handle it. Just teach that insolent kid a lesson. He needs to learn who's really in charge at Jiang City Academy. At the Goblin Dungeon, first floor in the Mistwood, Lamb attentively stepped in and a notification appeared. Subterranean Goblin City levels 5 to 8, nightmare difficulty. Introducing a labyrinthine dungeon inhabited by countless goblins. It consists of 5 floors. The number and strength of goblins increase each floor. If you can't clear the final floor, please exit as soon as possible. Note that if you don't clear the final floor, you won't receive any item. To his knowledge, the Goblin Dungeon was one of the hardest dungeons at this stage. Because the time to clear it is long and the requirements unreasonable, even vocation specialists with strong talents dare not come here alone to farm monsters for gear and free attribute points. Additionally, 2 notable points. Each floor must not exceed 10 minutes. Second, upon clearing the 5th underground floor, you must bravely fight the ferocious goblins and defeat the hidden boss, the Goblin King. The timer starts. 30 seconds to quickly kill goblin soldiers. Lamia estimated 2 minutes 5 seconds to delve into the first basement and face the goblin captain, and the result was fairly good. 3 minutes 59 seconds, not far from his prediction. While running, he suddenly braked. Here, Lamia decided to summon the divine weapon, healing method calamity bringing Lamb. An alarm bell rang at 3 minutes 59 seconds. He quickly cleared the first floor and an upgrade notification popped up. The divine weapon healing method increased to level 2, name, Lamia. Profession, cleric, level 6. Strength 10, constitution 10, intelligence 25, spirit 10, speed 10. Awaken talent. Invert heaven and earth. Single target skills. Healing art, seizure art. Support skills, purification art, doom seal. AoE skill, divine weapon healing method calamity bringing Lamb level 2. He felt very satisfied with the result. Within 5 minutes, he had swiftly cleared the first floor. It seemed that pulling mobs together on the first floor like this was no problem. Even if the output wasn't high enough, there were still 5 minutes to boost the output points. In the battle just now, all second-floor monsters of the Goblin Dungeon had been annihilated. All third-floor monsters of the Goblin Dungeon have been eliminated. All fourth-floor monsters of the Goblin Dungeon have been eliminated. After dealing with them, Lamia immediately moved down to the 5th floor. The Goblin Palace already had someone waiting. Human, how dare you trespass into my domain? This is the Goblin King. Level 8, Strength 12, Constitution 12, Intelligence 10, Spirit 9, Speed 7, Gold Lineage, Skills. Earth-shattering Dragon Lance, Raging Dive, Summon Legion. Immediately a strange suspicion arose in him. Entering straight into a secret boss encounter? No lesser mobs at all? The Goblin King didn't hesitate to curse. Die? The dungeon's earth-shattering lord. possessed extraordinary power and devastating attack strength. Its movement was a bit slow, but it made up for it with solid muscles. Its sturdy golden armor and broad-reaching golden spear meant it had no real weaknesses to worry about. He hadn't expected the opener to be an AoE, earth-shattering move. His speed wasn't fast enough. He had to dodge to the side, avoid its leap point, then lie face down to reduce damage from a shockwave when it landed. But Lamia decided to use the damage reversal on earth-shattering, healing 1,521 HP. Reversing the shockwave damage of earth-shattering healed 479 HP. The goblin took the hit and immediately went numb. Meanwhile, he focused his attacks. Reverse healing, seizure art, goblin HP minus 200. The Goblin King's mouth clenched. He tried to resist until the end. At this, Lamia smiled with satisfaction. The Goblin King used a Dragonlance skill, but the skill's effect was reversed. You recovered 200 HP, and your attack power temporarily increased by 40 points. The Goblin King then used a dive skill. The skill's effect was reversed, restoring another 140 HP to you and removing the knocked-up status. From the Goblin King's perspective, he couldn't help but be curious. So my skills have no effect on you? He decided to try again, but Lamia suddenly realized the Goblin King had entered a berserk state. The Goblin King's voice soared as he warned, I have guessed your weakness. My subjects, heed my command, appear and destroy my enemy. He couldn't stop exclaiming. No wonder this was a nightmare-tier secret boss. It was indeed hard to deal with. However, this wasn't the time to use his ultimate wave. Suddenly, Lamia's eyes widened, and the Goblin King ordered, attack this ant directly. Do not use any skills. Make it die in torment. Since skills are ineffective against you, how many hundreds of normal attacks can you endure? Immediately after, the two sides fought fiercely. The Goblin King was not about to give up and lunged forward to use the Curse Boots Demon Wind skill. His soldiers also concentrated their attacks. Arrows shot out in volleys. He sneered, so what if they hit? Lamia immediately summoned his divine healing method. His clothes were full of holes, but his body was unscathed. The Goblin King roared in anger. What's going on? Can't you be killed? But Lamia only cast a cold glance, which he couldn't understand. Damn hateful human, what's with your look? Lamia counterattacked. Healing art, seizure art, the reversal skill, and the Curse Boots Demon Wind were all unleashed in succession. After taunting, he decided to run, which infuriated the Goblin King, who clutched his head and fled. Deceitful humans, no fighting spirit. Stop running and duel me properly, fair and square. Lamia sneered. Your warrior spirit? Finally, he decided to return and face the duel head-on. Lamia clenched his weapon and turned to counterattack. The divine healing method reversed. Calamity descended. The Goblin King's eyes widened in disbelief. Impossible! This is the power of my demon god. How could it appear on the lowly bodies of you humans? Lamia calmly assessed that this time the end would surely be. A pillar of blazing red light shot straight down. His voice was as light as a feather. That was quick, wasn't it? He screamed in furious rage. At the same time, the system notification reminded, you have eliminated the entire Goblin Legion, gained 1,000 experience points. The Goblin King's HP has sharply dropped to 1%, entering a near-death state. All attributes greatly reduced, and its attack drive significantly weakened. The Goblin King trembled and wailed, my life is over, my life is over. Lamia had no intention of showing mercy. He continued to use reversed healing art and seizure art. After completion, the system repeatedly announced, you have defeated the Goblin King, gained 5,000 experience points, leveled up to level 7, and completed the Nightmare Tier Goblin Dungeon. Begin reward summary. All hidden conditions completed. Rating SSS. Received a special effect from the attention of the Goddess of Luck. The dungeon treasure chest has been upgraded from gold to platinum. He smiled. Truly a carp turned dragon. IG's blessing skill was powerful. The gold chest was directly upgraded to platinum, and plenty of time remained. 20 hours left, enough to clear the dungeon once more. The system prompted whether to open the treasure chest, and he decided to open it. Information unlocked. The screen displayed. Obtain Platinum Tier Skill Holy Light. Obtain Item Peaceful Flask. Obtain 15 free attribute points. Obtain Platinum Tier Equipment Shimmering Stone. Obtain Platinum Tier Skill Miraculous Stars. Obtain Gold Tier Equipment Sandstorm Bow. Skill Book Holy Light. Platinum Quality. Requires Holy Light Mage or Cleric. Base Effect. Consumes a certain amount of mana to deal magic damage with a holy effect. Particularly effective against undead and demon-type creatures. Peaceful Flask Gold Item. When thrown at an enemy, deals 300 damage. Shimmering Stone Equipment. Platinum Quality. Wearable Type. Cannot be forged until upgraded to +1. No requirements. When equipped, increases all attributes by 20 points. Active skill Shimmer. Every 5 minutes it charges 1 mana stack, up to 3 stacks. Using it consumes 1 stack to instantly teleport in the designated direction up to 10 meters. Skill Book Miraculous Stars, Platinum quality. Requires declare a profession at a certain level in intelligence reaching 20. Base effect. Consumes a certain amount of mana to summon radiant stars within a 20-meter radius, instantly restoring 300 HP to all allies, granting a 5-second damage immunity effect that reduces incoming damage by 10%. Sandstorm Bow Gold Tier. When firing arrows, there is a chance to summon a sandstorm that forms a line of earth element magic damage at the enemy. A specialized weapon for archer-class professions. Seeing the haul, he smiled in satisfaction. 2 platinum skill books, 1 platinum equipment piece. Holy Light also had attributes that counter certain special types. Not to mention the Shimmering Stone, which also offered a rare teleport skill plus bonus attribute points. Moreover, Miraculous Stars not only has a wide area healing effect, but can also grant all allies damage mitigation. After using Heavenly Veil, Invert Heaven and Earth, this becomes an even larger area damage skill with stronger instant burst potential and can further reduce. Indeed, the mitigation effect can even increase the damage enemies take. No matter how thick-skinned or tough the monsters are, they can be quickly wiped out. A new strategic level AoE skill has appeared. Learn Miraculous Stars first. Holy Light can be learned later if not immediately needed, since skills are limited anyway. The system still asked, are you sure you want to allocate 15 free attribute points to intelligence? Lamia decided to put all 15 free points into intelligence. Quickly, a notification was sent. Miraculous Stars learned, Shimmering Stone equipped, all attributes increased by 20 points. All finished, Lamia stepped out of the dungeon. He was very pleased with the results this time. This update was another leap in quality. Name, Lamia. Profession, Cleric. Level 7. Strength 10 plus 20, Constitution 10 plus 20, Intelligence 42 plus 20, Spirit 10 plus 20, Speed 10 plus 20. Activated equipment. Curse Boots, Shimmering Stone, Soul Pearl, Talent Awakened, Invert Heaven and Earth. Single target skills, Healing Art, Seizure Art. Support skills, Purification Art, Dark Banishment. AoE skills, Divine Healing Method Tai Achi falls level 2 Miraculous Stars. Before he could use them, a voice suddenly rang out. Caught in the act, he turned and asked, what a coincidence. You're here for the dungeon copy too? Tamumu snapped. Lamia, what are you still pretending for? In the end, she sighed in exasperation, as if she suddenly remembered something. Tamumu asked, so you cleared the Nightmare Tier Goblin dungeon? Lamia raised his hand to confirm. Yes. Hearing that, she looked a bit resentful. I know. I only just thought of it. I wanted to try this dungeon too. He teased. I see. Then please come over here. Tamumu pressed her lips together. Just then a car sped by, scouted the area, raced a few teleport points, and finally caught up. They had put Lamia in their sights. See? That's the bastard who screams, wants to be punched from head to toe. Hong Xiaofeng snarled each word. Deal with him for me. But seeing his companion follow without a word, he glared, grabbed the guy's hair and bellowed. Hey, I'm talking to you. Are you stupid? No way. This person is too scary. This lord can't handle it. Hong Xiaofeng kept cursing, convinced those useless students were of no help. He smiled with malice. Luckily, I came prepared. After a tiring day, Lamia sank back at his computer. He posted on social media, selling Holy Light, Sandstorm Bow level 5 Conquest, Nightmare Tier Goblin Dungeon. Unlock requirement. 8,000 Alliance credits. No sooner had he posted than a storm of comments poured in. Holy crap. The Elders online again? Solo to Nightmare Tier? Guaranteed A to S ranks? Am I seeing things? Okay. Elder got SSS again, right? Can I join you next time? Never done Nightmare before. Really want free attribute points. Now, clearing by grouping mobs at the boss takes 7 minutes per run. Look at the Elder's clear time. Only 4.5 minutes. Fine, I'm off to try it. How precise is this Goblin aggro range control? You also have to maximize skill cooldown timing to optimize damage. If you can't gather mobs and fail to kill them, it's such a waste. Oh my god, they call it Nightmare, but this guy is the real Nightmare of the Goblin Marsh. Not long after posting, a PAP-era thread released new info. Admin Lamia, a student at the Vocational Academy, the strongest candidate in this year's exams, rumored to have sold a Hunter Greatsword, and to be the only person who solo cleared an SSS tier dungeon. accompanied by 3 photos of him. Everyone immediately objected. Fake news? 3 photos prove nothing. Maybe a newbie dungeon. But claiming a student solo cleared the Stone Slab Cavern and Nightmare Goblin Dungeon is hard to believe. This Papera thing isn't reliable. After Lamia awakened his talent, he remained deeply mysterious. Nobody knows about the talent. And because he chose a cleric profession, I remember him clearly. The only thing that can prove it is that he actually sold the Shadow Dagger. As for the godlike stats, his theoretical knowledge must be top tier, but Lamia's actual achievements are quite ordinary. Moreover, Lamia is a cleric, so he certainly can't be the admin. Wouldn't a cleric need a purifying skill like Holy Light? A string of notifications arrived. You've received 8,000 Alliance credits. Requested by Holy Light for 100,000 Alliance credits. Consider. Requested by Sandstorm Bow for 150,000 Alliance credits. Consider. He immediately decided to sell. After confirmation, the bank sent a message. Dear Gold Card holder of the Alliance Treasury Bank, you have received 500,000 Alliance credits, raising your total balance to 1.5 million Alliance credits. Seeing the number, he didn't expect 500,000 to be better than imagined. Perhaps this was a way to clear the dungeon without taking damage, except for the boss stage. But no one else had done this. No one dared buy the Bungyid he produced. Still, the Nightmare Tier dungeon was a quality breakthrough for his gear and data. Making money was secondary. The card showed the carp effect with 15 hours remaining. Lamia calculated the carp effect would only last 15 more hours. He could rest a bit, recover his spirit, then continue fighting the next dungeon. Finally, after a round of online trades, he decided to get up. Lamia stretched his whole body and thought, then go for a run, use training as rest, and meanwhile boost my constitution a bit. Night fell at the park near his home, and Lamia was running, training diligently. At the same time, a car suddenly sped toward him from somewhere. He turned to look, and a car abruptly stopped. Surprised, he saw his friend Hong Xiaofeng call out, "What a coincidence, huh? Lamia, get in the car. I'll take you somewhere." Lamia only warned, "Didn't True Kai Hang tell you not to come tease me? I don't like trouble, but that doesn't mean I'm afraid of it." Hong Xiaofeng jumped out cursing. "Damn it, don't mention that treacherous bastard." His follower chimed in, "Enough talk. Hong wants to duel him. If he refuses, we'll threaten him. Don't think your family will be safe." This surprised him. Had they really tracked down his home address? The corner of Lamia's mouth lifted. "Fine," he added. "But I hope you act like gentlemen. Don't lose and then go call others to bail you out." He cursed back furiously. "Damn it, don't spit blood and slander me." Hong Xiaofeng grabbed his teammate by the collar. "You lot better not step in. I want to fight him one-on-one." The other stammered. "Huh? Hong, what if you can't win?" He snapped confidently, "Huh? The outfit I'm wearing is something that starving scum couldn't earn in a lifetime. How could I possibly lose? Now get out of my way." Lamia glanced at them with contempt. So they hadn't only come for backup. They whispered and followed the original plan. The other guy confirmed clearly, "Hong." Lamia began to lose patience. "Hurry up. Whoever's coming. Get them in. I'm busy and don't want to waste time." Hearing that, Hong Xiaofeng retorted, "Just wait. You'll regret this soon enough." He even declared, "I'll make you crawl like a dog. And as for Lamia, I'll make your life worse than death." Under the quiet night sky, the 3 got back in the car and drove off to another location. The car stopped at the edge of forest, and the people inside saw they had arrived and shouted, "Boss! Boss! Hong Xiao!" Lamia looked excited. "So many people came? Hurry up, solo or group. Ong Xiaofeng's needed solo. All of us will each take you on solo." He produced a diamond-grade Fong film sword and challenged him. But to Lamia it all looked unimpressive. He showed obvious contempt. Hong Xiaofeng snarled an order, "Die for me." Lamia also began to set up a formation, and he quickly moved to intercept all those attacks. They hadn't expected his speed to be so high. Lamia leapt elsewhere, leaving them flustered. Suddenly one of them rushed forward and struck unexpectedly with the charge/skill, but he dodged it swiftly. He clicked his tongue and judged, "More people, more powerful? Looks like I'll have to use the inversion talent after all." Seeing the battlefield he created, they laughed maniacally. "Milk-face brat, that's all you've got." At that moment, Lamia's weapon emitted a strange moisture. As the mist passed, the whole group began to tremble. Those who had seemed healthy moments ago clutched their chests and coughed up blood, none of them understanding what move this was. Only Lamia knew. Without activating an attack, the reverse healing art had already taken effect, shattering the defenses of their gold-tier gear. Seeing his comrades like that, the group clustered and asked, Boss, are you okay?" He reassured them, I'm still perfectly fine. Forget that brat's moves. He's only a cleric. We outnumber him, and we're all in gold gear. Knock him away together. The others quickly followed orders. Right, boss is right. From all directions they lunged in. Iron body, iron fist, aerial spear, blazing fire cannon, heavenly leaf heavy harmony. Watching their reckless assault, he merely smiled faintly. A voice suddenly rang out. Miraculous stars, reverse. The others stared wide-eyed. Lamia had even used the fall heaven-hell technique. The move was unleashed, causing them to panic. They tried to scatter and flee, but it was too late. The men collapsed on the spot, still unwilling to accept it. No way. Did we really get killed in the blink of an eye like this? At the same time, a taunting voice rang out. Money still beats rely on others. It turned out Hong Xiaofeng was boasting. These are the set of gear I bought at the Solo by auction. Level unrestricted, diamond grade, worth tens of millions. This set has flexible attributes with no level limit. Every attribute plus 100. Hearing that name, the fallen group fell silent. So though by is a top auction hall in Huaxia, just an entry ticket costs over 100 million. With resources like that, no wonder he's the sole heir of the Hong Corporation. This gear is undeniably a legendary treasure. With such solid backing, he grew very confident. Lamia, this time I'll make you kneel at my feet. Thinking he'd frighten his opponent, he became more arrogant. Well, scared now? Hong Xiaofeng even stepped over his teammate and warned, beg for mercy now while you still can. But he calmly replied, gold and jewels on the outside, hollow inside. Strong gear can't hide the weakness in your heart. You can't carry it. Hearing that, he flew into a rage. Then you, Hong Xiaofeng, hurriedly used Wind Shadow Slash and cursed, go die. But when danger came, he immediately blinked away. The scene only made him more incredulous. He couldn't understand how the opponent could defeat all the men in gold gear. How could this guy's damage be so high? Exactly how did he do it? They felt it growing increasingly eerie. In just a moment, this kid no longer seemed human, but like something out of a demon tide. Hong Xiaofeng roared, unable to believe it. Impossible. Could you have put all your attribute points into speed? I've clearly had attribute boosts from this padded suit of mine. Finally, he told himself, Shadow Blade Slash. If it hits you, you'll surely die. Before he finished, Lamia appeared and cut in. Your base attributes are too low. That's why no matter how you strike, you can't land a hit. My turn, then? First, I'll find your weakness. In no time, reverse healing and usurpation technique triggered. The system announced 1,000 points of damage, damaging the target's armor and nullifying the across-the-board attribute bonus of the diamond grade gear. He couldn't believe it, staring wide-eyed at his diamond gear. A surge of rage rose in Hong Xiaofeng, and he decided to gamble. Charge slash, triple form slash, sweeping heavenly array. But the more he attacked, the more easily Lamia dodged. Hong Xiaofeng panted as he chased. Stop right there. Suddenly his eyes narrowed in pain. Before long, Hong Xiaofeng collapsed, complaining. It hurts, it hurts. What strange move did you use on me? Just useless people without combat skills like you. My normal strikes are enough to pierce your defenses. After a pause, he offered, you can surrender now and sign the agreement. Meaning, I, Hong Xiaofeng, voluntarily gift my diamond gear to classmate Lamia, show sincere apology, and vow never to repeat my previous wrongdoing. Humiliatingly defeated as he was, Hong Xiaofeng still stubbornly spat. Fuck you, dream on. Don't you dare imagine that. But before he could do anything more, his body hurt again. Lamia smiled. My skill cooldown's up. Your overpriced offensive gear is as good as gone. He bellowed hoarsely. You dog, you still dare threaten me? Take a hit from me. Backed into a corner. He decided to use Heavenly Horse Meteor Fury. A terrifying clash ensued. Hong Xiaofeng laughed smugly. You trash. Are you even still alive? But before he could do anything, his whole body suddenly convulsed. Lamia stepped out of faint smoke, lightly snapped his fingers, and cast a healing art. Immediately, energy radiated through his body, and his bones began to mend. Hong Xiaofeng swore, Fuck, that's disgusting. If you lay a hand on me, my father won't forgive you. At this, Lamia warned coldly, I hate people who dare threaten me the most. A new formation appeared. Reverse healing and usurpation technique were deployed, and Hong Xiaofeng screamed in pain. He then assured them, Don't worry, there's still plenty of blood. Let's keep going. A surge of power then struck down directly. The followers couldn't believe their eyes. Hong Xiaofeng's body went limp and then was healed back, but with a single squeeze of the hand, his entire body shattered like glass. They all exclaimed, Torture? Is this torture? Boss, Did we really mess with Cleric? In the end, the murderous aura grew even stronger. Lamia summoned down Calamity again. The whole group clutched their heads in panic. Young Boss Hong. He's not actually dead, is he? In the distance, the entire scene had been captured on camera. In the distance, the entire scene was captured by the camera. After that, everyone in the live stream was utterly bewildered. What is this? What kind of scoop do the paparazzi have today? Holy crap, what's going on? Isn't that the famous rich heir Huang Xiaofeng? Who is the person standing opposite him? So many gangsters. Are they trying to silence him? The henchman was stunned, not understanding what skill this was. A timer was displayed on the screen. The cleric is too powerful. Where did Huang Xiaofeng find the courage? He kept provoking, unable to contain his greed. Netizens lamented. Oh my, Huang Xiaofeng speaks so rudely. I didn't expect him to be so uncouth. No wonder he's full of himself. So there's another trick. How much must this gear cost? I hate rich people. It quickly trended. The arrogant young master bullying others. Meeting a tough youth, the old man retaliated fiercely. People showed displeasure at that attitude. Can money really buy everything? Am I seeing this right? That's a cleric. He was healing and attacking at the same time. What talent does this cleric have? He can directly tear apart a warrior's unlimited level diamond gear. Have they found a top-tier player? I want to apprentice under him. A while later, someone commented, Damn, he looks exactly like a classmate of mine. Are you at Jiangqing Vocational Academy? We might be talking about the same person. A few days ago, I heard they had a conflict. Seems Huang Xiaofeng tried to pick a fight with Sinushan, but failed. I recall that person is a cleric. Is that important? This guy first cleared a dungeon solo, then 2 days ago made Huang Xiaofeng furious. Doesn't it conveniently form a story? That person must have awakened some supreme talent. Now netizens started digging. Wasn't there previously an IP leak showing a top player's account selling gear and displaying their power level in Jiangqing? Right, that pro may have set dungeon records, but dungeon level isn't the same as career scale rank. Also, his transactions were once screenshotted. Students from your school would recognize him, right? Seeing this, Bai Ji jumped into the comments. It's not Linya. I bought gear from the old man before. He's very humble. Everyone stopped spreading rumors, but her comment was quickly rebutted. The person above is hiding too many clues. This is real news. She kept feeling uneasy. What now? The old man can't hide it anymore. Surely many skilled players will want him on their team like me. Does that mean I no longer have a chance to latch onto him? Someone on the internet even formed a fan club. Fandom Linya Group 8. Old Man Linya is unbeatable. Can heal, deal damage, is flashy, and restores mana, both support and main DPS. Carrying 3 roles like a god descended. How can a cleric reduce a warrior's HP so drastically? Does this mean class distinctions are about to end, and clerics won't be at the bottom anymore? Has a new era of star players been born? Before career reform, let's form the Church of Linya. Break resource barriers, break talent limits. Online, Huang Xiaofeng was fiercely boycotted. People said he's disgusting, pretends in front of girls, but actually just rides on his father's name, even summons classmates' councils to punish them. The young master of the Huang Corporation looks down on ordinary people like us, and yet met a tough youth and collapsed. That arrogance is just useless people relying on money. His 3 lackeys, Huang Qianqi among them, are senior officials of Professional Players Union. Surely they'll use their fathers to get in later. Can a union allow such scum? Netizens united in boycott. Like father, like son, shame them. Huang Corporation go bankrupt and shut down. Smells rotten. The Professional Players Union must give us an explanation. Deal with them. With tensions high, TV reported, the market value of Huang Corporation's stock evaporated. Hackers launched a large-scale attack. The cause: the chairman's son bullied a classmate. At home, Su Mumu was watching too. She complained that Huang Xiaofeng is outrageous. Mom and Dad, we must teach him a lesson. Her father hurried to stop her. Mumu, no. Su Mumu's mother interjected. That kid has a bad temperament. If he goes down the wrong path, he'll get his comeuppance. But if he keeps using power that isn't rightfully his to bully others, he will never become an outstanding professional player. Su Mumu's gaze was still a bit anxious. Mom, you're worrying too much. If we intervene, her parents sued. Wouldn't that make Xiaoyu the same as Huang Xiaofeng? The boy can handle it himself, can he? At the same time, Shang Guanyan watched in admiration. Linya still hasn't taken a career test. Very impressive. He pressed pause to observe more closely. Talent awakened. Must be at least legendary level, right? Choosing cleric is like finding a rare pearl. A once-in-a-century genius like this might qualify for special admission to Professional Players Union. What do you all think about recruiting Linya into the union immediately? Everyone gladly agreed for the sake of global stability. Someone insisted such a person must be inducted as soon as possible. One even taunted, "Oh Huang, why are you still here? Don't you need your son anymore?" They laughed and judged. Actually, this isn't a big problem for Minister Huang. It's also an opportunity. Why not seize it? Chairman of the Huang Corporation, Union Branch Minister, Huang Chanchi replied solemnly, "Su Van is at the company handling matters and has arranged compensation for Linya. I'm an unfit father and apologize for my son's behavior. I've sent people to handle it in person. Rest assured, I will deal with this seriously." In the match, Huang Xiaofeng kept struggling, begging them to wait. Even now he knew how to plead. Linya lightly raised his hand. Surprised, from afar, Zhao Kaihang ran over in a panic to report, "The chairman of the Huang Corporation wishes to speak with you." Seeing this, Huang Xiaofeng grinned madly in satisfaction. "My dad's here, you're finished. Just wait to die." In response, Linya only smiled slightly. "What's the matter? Chairman Huang wants to pressure me? Then he can come himself." Zhao immediately brushed it off. "It's not like that. The Huang family is willing to compensate for Huang Xiaofeng's actions. Uncle Huang wants to apologize to you in person." Seeing that, Huang Xiaofeng's eyes widened. He bowed before this penniless kid. "Are you crazy?" His ears seemed deaf as he tried to ask again. "No, what did you just say? My father wants to apologize to him? What nonsense are you spouting?" A moment later, Huang Chanchi successfully connected the call and took full responsibility. "Hello, are you Linya's friend? Sorry to have kept you waiting." Linya only nodded slightly. Yes. As a father, he bowed and accepted all responsibility. "I am Huang Xiaofeng's father. All his actions stem from my poor upbringing." He kept apologizing. "I'm very sorry for causing you such trouble." Linya replied politely, "You're too harsh on yourself." Huang Chanchi accepted all blame for his son and said a verbal apology alone wouldn't be enough to make amends. "I want to meet you in person to apologize and compensate for losses, equipment, and items within my means. As for Huang Xiaofeng, please entrust him to Zhao Kaiyang. I will impose strict supervision." Huang Xiaofeng was furious to the point of disbelief. On Linya's side, he smiled and agreed. "If your attitude is truly sincere, I agree, but the specifics concern compensation. I want 3 sets of unlimited level diamond gear, 1 cleric set, 1 mage set, 1 swordsman set. In addition, I want 5 million union currency. Can you provide that?" Zhao Kaihang was shocked at the demand. "What? 3 sets of unlimited level diamond gear. 3 different career sets. That's probably hard to find nationwide." Hearing the request, Huang Chanchi hesitated. "Unlimited level diamond gear. If you need 3 sets, it may take a few days. I don't have any on hand right now, but don't worry. I will have someone special clear dungeons to get them. The Union is also ready to provide resources and assistance." At this time, Huang Xiaofeng had been put into a car to be cared for. How annoying to have to clean up this mess for him. Zhao Kaihang sensed something was off, so he checked with his glasses, and indeed found an electronic device in the distance. The camera suddenly stopped. Someone leaned in and said, "Thank you everyone for watching. President Huang has personally come to apologize and negotiate compensation. Please tune into the official stream tomorrow for details." "Thank you." Hearing that, Linya was startled. "The Union has noticed me. Have they discovered that my talent is extraordinary?" As for Huang Chanchi, he proposed, "In addition, I can give you all the dungeon resources around Jiangqing, except for some rare dungeons. 50 dungeons in total. After all, Jiangqing isn't mine alone. There are many factions and deep waters." He smiled reassuringly. "It's fine. 1 month will be enough." The Union official widened his eyes. 50 dungeons cleared in 1 month. Can that be done even by a newly minted career? Then he agreed. "All right, bring your teammates tomorrow night. Dinner is on me." Regarding public opinion online, Linya added, "I'll correct things on the career platform. Chairman Huang can rest assured about tomorrow's dinner." Huang Chanchi's brow twitched slightly. Has this young man Linya really thought this far ahead? He smiled and made his decision, thinking to himself, "This boy has a bright future, a truly outstanding genius." When finished, he pressed end the video call, then handed the phone to Zhao Kaihang, out of respect for his attitude and for Huang Chanchi. "I'll let it go today, but 3rd time's a charm." Zhao hurriedly took the phone. "I understand. The Huang family is complicated. Extreme circumstances breed extreme people. There are things—" Linya cut him off. "I have no interest in prying into Mr. Huang's home affairs. If our relationship is shallow, there's no need to talk much. Zhao Kaiyang finally sighed in relief. Thank you for understanding. The next day, at the 5-star Jade Orchid restaurant. This was the first restaurant in Jiangqing officially rated 5-star, long praised for its quality, with master chefs from everywhere. Its standout feature is an extreme focus on customer experience. Whether one person or many, each party gets a private room. Private rooms had dedicated service teams, called on demand so guests wouldn't miss any time enjoying the cuisine. Most importantly, regardless of status, even ordering the restaurant's cheapest golden egg fried rice grants supreme VIP treatment. Upon arrival, Su Mumu still felt a little uneasy. Although Huang Qianqi had personally apologized to him on stream, he still intended to be cautious at this banquet. He reassured her, "Don't worry, it'll be fine." He also knew inwardly that Huang Qianqi's solemn apology was mainly because he had seen his potential and wanted to make a connection first. When the staff saw him enter, they greeted him warmly. "Mr. Lin, this is room 88, reserved by Mr. Huang. Please come in." Inside, Huang Qianqi had been waiting for a long time. "Linya, you've arrived? Please have a seat," he said. "Are you two Su Mumu and Bai Ji?" They confirmed, "Yes." Huang Qianqi warmly, "Please sit here." "Yes, thank you. You may serve the signature dishes now. Please," he politely said. "Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to apologize to you for my son Huang Xiaofeng's behavior toward you. I'm sorry I failed to teach him proper manners, which led him to commit such malicious harassment." Hearing that, Su Mumu was quite surprised. There was no domineering tone or arrogance. Bai Ji was also taken aback by his gentle, friendly, and modest attitude. They were all excited that Huang Xiaofeng's father, a top figure in Jiangqing, was such a person. Linya also greatly approved. Parents who love their child will plan long-term for them. The respectable chairman of the Huang Corporation wouldn't hesitate to humble himself for others. He spoke, acknowledging Chairman Huang's good intentions. "I understand. If Huang Xiaofeng can recognize his mistake and learn from it, I won't pursue the old matter further." The two shook hands to show sincere willingness to cooperate. Suddenly his bodyguard came in to announce, "Boss, the items have arrived. Shall I show them to the guests now?" Huang Qianqi nodded at once. "Yes, let them see." The bodyguard produced the item. "Yes, this is the prosperity set of the Demon King. The set consists of 4 pieces, crafted at current Tier 1 fabrication. Diamond quality, level unlimited. Requires cleric equipment. It grants plus 30 physical, plus 30 intelligence, increases self-healing effectiveness by 15%, and has a passive rejuvenation effect. When struck by an enemy, it restores damage taken. Cooldown 10 seconds, with a special 50% boost to self-healing effectiveness." At the sight of the gear, he exclaimed, "No wonder it's diamond grade, and it doesn't conflict with the other single pieces he's using. It simply and brutally adds HP and survivability. But with a bit of calculation, the damage reversal will effectively double." Linya smiled. "I'm very satisfied." Bai Ji was moved as well. "Thank you." Su Mumu was also surprised by such generosity. 3 full 4-piece diamond level unlimited sets in one go. Even with the Huang family's wealth, this isn't for face alone. It's a real investment. She replied politely, "The gear is excellent. Thank you, Uncle Huang. We'll accept it for now." Viewers watching the live stream also marveled. This is a top figure in Jiangqing, the boss behind the Huang Corporation, Huang Qianqi. Why show such respect to a newcomer like Linya? Big shots or not, if you don't teach your son properly, you'll just run into a tough young man like this. Exactly. If the apology isn't sincere and compensation isn't enough for the great Linya, each of us will spit on him and drown the Huang family in shame. If the great one says he won't make a fuss, then let's go. Both sides chatted amiably, and they also shared a meal together. When it was over, Linya spoke first. "That's all for today." He nodded. "All right, there are quite a few reporters gathered outside. I'll see you out." Huang Qianqi added, "This is an M-Dream Seal Pass for the Boneyard region. Of course not everything. Dungeon resources promised to you will be made up later." He perked up at that. "That's great then." The meal ended and reporters had been waiting outside. Linya stepped out, and reporters clamored with questions. "Linya, it said your talent awakened as reverse healing, and you can solo any dungeon. Is that true? Linya, is it true you soloed the novice dungeon and received an SSS rating? Please answer. No career player can do that alone. Also, are you the anonymous god on the career forum?" It was noisy outside, yet in Huang Xiaofeng's room a voice sneered. "How pathetic, what a mess. Truly a dog without a home." He opened his eyes and asked in a slurred voice, What the hell are you? A strange laugh echoed. Me? I am Lord Mai Chao from the Abyss, a high-level devil with pure bloodline and formidable power. Huang Xiaofeng snorted. I thought you were something. When humans awaken, we don't send you back to the Abyss as vermin. Lord Mai Chao raged. Seriously? A guy thrashed by a cleric and made a laughingstock of the whole city. And he's still smug? Then it quickly explained. This is a strategic retreat, you know? And it continued to taunt. Huang Xiaofeng, are you truly resigned? Humanity's ignorant fools mock you. Friends and loved ones won't help you. Instead, go flatter the ones who bullied you like a pack of bootlickers. What if you made a deal with me? Right now I can give you unparalleled power to crush those who humiliated you into the ground. So your father will know that you are the one who deserves the most respect. He grew impatient with a nagging. Get lost. This time I'm keeping it light. He snarled curses. Huang Xiaofeng said, I am a genius among geniuses. I don't need vermin like you to pity me. What uses power? Give it to those poor, worthless fools. Though provoked, Mai Chao had to tell itself, can I just kill this idiot? Be patient. Be patient. It's all for KPI. After thinking it over, it decided to retreat for now. In short, whenever you've thought it through, just call the name Mai Chao. I will answer immediately, bestow upon you the great abyssal power, and lead you to become a depraved tyrant who fears nothing. At the dungeon secret realm, the boneyard spans levels 6 to 10, difficulty Dream Seal. Standing before the gate, Linya asked, Baiji, how many awakenings does your town have left this week? Briefly, this is the boneyard, a wasteland shrouded by death. It is swarming with legions of bone undead that awaken when you enter and regard you as fresh food. She answered immediately, one time. I already ran dungeons twice before, and used one then. He sighed. Then don't use it immediately. Save it for better resources later. Although Linya knew this was a Dream Seal tier resource dungeon, we have diamond gear. So the best platinum drops in this dungeon won't benefit us much. The Huang family has promised to give us better dungeon resources this week, opening up a destruction tier challenge for us. Right now, we're only missing one post-transition weapon. Even if we don't get the top item, we can still sell it for a high price. Finally, he summed up, so we have 3 goals this run. 1, free attribute points. 2, open a platinum weapon. 3, produce SSS tier power for Dream Seal level. Watch closely. I consider this direct instruction. Hearing that, Su Mumu winked happily. Fine, then it's not time for you to fail. I won't interfere. The 3 then entered. System notice. The difficulty of this dungeon, known among careers and students as the Bone Gar Vault, requires 4 conditions to achieve an SSS rating. 1, kill the final boss, the White Knight. 2, destroy all bone whites. 3, do not use the Sacred Sword, the secret realm exclusive weapon used to suppress all whites in the Boneyard. 4, before passing the gate, the Sacred Sword's guardian must have at least 60% HP remaining. At the sight of that, Baiji trembled. The Boneyard is called the Bone Gar Vault because the normal and hard modes are so similar. You can just toss aside the Sacred Sword and brute force it. This is her first time at Dream Seal difficulty. Su Mumu stepped forward to remind her. If exploitative gimmicks like a 3% damage counter show up at Dream Seal level, can it still be called Dream Seal? He then pulled her into an embrace to comfort her. Don't be nervous. After this dungeon, we'll sell the gear and power and buy snacks for you, okay? Baiji bashfully declined. I don't need that. Linya could only helplessly accept everything. Fine. I'll work for free. Stand up front and set the example, starting now. Watch closely. Linya raised his hand and bit lightly to draw blood, then dropped a little into the crack there. Suddenly a swarm came running over excitedly. Living people make good food. He synchronized these bone whites via blood resonance, causing them to bypass the Sacred Sword protective barrier that hates evil things most. Seeing the moment was ripe, Linya used reverse healing arts and entered a state of continuous blood loss. He spat a small mouthful of blood. All his attributes dropped. Seeing that, the whole pack charged even more frantically. Su Mumu put her hand up to stop them. Let's fall back. Then she tossed out a pill, which Linya caught. It was a painkiller pill for bodily injury, able to greatly reduce waves of pain multiple times. It had no healing power and couldn't mend wounds. He caught it and quickly swallowed it. His strength gradually recovered, and Linya's movement speed increased. He kept calculating that his life value was below 25%. His judgment that life value was under 25% was correct. These bone whites' craving for fresh blood was greater than their hatred of the Sacred Sword. Seeing the danger, Baiji worried. Do we really not need to go help? Su Mumu patted her shoulder dismissively. No need are we supposed to trust him completely? That's Linya. Linya then sliced his wrist. Immediately the system warned. Life value under 10%. Life value under 10%. Then a notice appeared, approaching the border of the Boneyard dungeon. He breathed a sigh of relief. We're here. Linya moved up to recover using the healing artifact. Life value plus 250, plus 250, plus 250. The others were startled to see that. He sneered. Now it's too late, even if you lose your appetite. All the spiritual energies reversed. A dangerous gleam flashed in Linya's eyes. He executed the move. Descent to heavenly hell, reducing all the Bone White's life values to 0. After a moment, the dust and smoke also began to clear. In front of Lin, he gaped a large pit. Su Mumu and Bai Ji still stood there watching. He glanced and stared at that spot. A deep voice boomed. Who woke me? The boss White Knight has awakened. It roared. I'll use your skull as a cup and drain your blood. The character panel displayed. White Knight level 9, Strength 2, Constitution 15, Willpower 20, Spirit 15, Agility 10, Platinum Aptitude, Skill, Vengeful Flame, White's Wrath, Abyssal Glimmer Surge of Vengeful Flame radiated powerfully. Linya simply said, Reverse Healing Art. His spear tip plunged deep into ground. A blaze of red light erupted. The technique of seizure. The thing gaped, unable to believe its life value had decreased by 500. Linya taunted. Pathetic. He then followed with another reverse spiritual healing strike. Calamity descended, increasing damage by 50%. Before that attack, the info panel showed the White Knight fell into a critically wounded state, triggering the passive skill White's Vengeance, enhancing the Knight's attributes. The Desiccation Lord ordered, Fall back, my brothers. At this point, he also noticed that all white creatures' regeneration increased by 100 HP per second. A mass of White Knights had been resummoned, and they surged forward to attack again. Foolish humanity. You have no escape, left though you have any final words? In the face of that provocation, Linya only sneered. Baiji stood off at a distance, unable to hide her worry. Great One, Sumamu, knowing this, comforted her. These spirit beasts are too stupid. They can't even do basic math. Each second a White Knight only gains 100 HP. Linya simply doesn't need to counter the Sacred Sword suppression, she insisted. 3 minutes of external suppression is enough to finish them off. During the battle, life value notifications kept appearing. Life value plus 100. Life value minus 500. The White died. Life value plus 100. Life value minus 500. The White died. The Desiccation Lord stared in disbelief. Linya appeared unexpectedly and corrected him. This sort of last words should be asked of yourself. He used reverse healing art again. The seizure technique. Life value minus 750, including a 50% damage increase. He was attacked to the point of losing resistance. Then the Desiccation Lord completely vanished, and the info bar updated immediately. Killed the boss White Knight of the Divine Realm. Earned 6,000 experience value points. Completed the Boneyard Dungeon. Begin reward consolidation. Fulfilled all hidden conditions. Rated upgraded to SSS. Received Hom Kim C Relic and 11 Platinum Relics. Meanwhile, Linya leveled up. You have reached level 8. Name, Linya. Profession, Cleric. Rank, 8. Energy, 10 plus 20. Constitution, 10 plus 20 plus 30. Willpower, 42 plus 20 plus 30. Spirit, 10 plus 20. Agility, 10 plus 20 plus 20. Equipment set activated. Mahong, 4-piece thick Pest Wind, Zion Thwok, Emerald Ring. Talon Awakened, Reversal of Heaven and Earth. Single target skills, Healing Art, Seizure Technique. Support skills, Purging Art, Suppression Art. AoE skills, Divine Expense TRF, Calamity Descent Level 2, Celestial Spirit Marvel, Descent to Heavenly Hell. Mumu praised him enthusiastically. Linya, well done. Suddenly new information appeared. Su Mumu and Baiji generated no anomalies or movement. The run judged and calculated that no experience rewards were produced. She widened her eyes in surprise. The challenge succeeded. The final mission completed the Divine Realm Boneyard, protecting the Sacred Sword, guarding the porridge pot from any white attacks throughout. Earned the unique reward, the Stone Sword Key. The Stone Sword Key is the sole item that opens a gate to the One Secret Kingdom replica. The White Realm can be opened in a place meeting suitable conditions with a maximum difficulty of Genius Tier. Baiji, seeing such a precious item for first time, stammered, a Genius Tier dungeon key. Am I seeing this right? The system asked again. The final mission of the Boneyard has been completed. Do you want to trigger the treasure chest reward? At that moment, Sumumu spoke up. The Skull Steps dungeon also has a one-time secret key that has never been opened. He agreed, Personal one-time items in secret realms differ from ordinary dungeon keys. After use, both the key and the dungeon will disappear. The rewards inside likewise vanish, so it's an extremely valuable strategic resource. Normal players can only access common tier dungeon, hard and dream seal tiers. Beyond those are calamity, harm, catastrophe, natural disaster, and corpse processing tiers. Rare one-time secret dungeons are controlled and monopolized by career powers. Bai Ji's eyes lit up. So at the same tier, a one-time special dungeon's rewards are even stronger than a normal dungeon's rewards, right? Su Mumu smiled and replied, far more powerful. Indeed, it will grant a unique in-the-world reward to worthy challengers. But Linya was a bit flustered. Wait, for professions that get SSS rank, none of the Guardian's HP bars remain at 100%. She pushed him without concern. Why worry about them? Hurry up and start opening the chest. Let's see what lucky glow our great Linya can get. Linya nodded reluctantly. The final lock was opened. The platinum chest unlocked, gaining tenfold free attribute points and platinum equipment Leap Kuinchi Na and a jade stone staff. He picked up a few items to look them over. None suited a cleric. On the contrary, this jade staff, Mumu, don't you need an upgraded weapon? Sure enough, Su Mumu forced a smile. 10 free attribute points already cover it. Seeing that, Linya activated. Willpower plus 10, current willpower 52 plus 20 plus 30. He suggested to Su Mumu, you trade for the jade staff. It probably corresponds to an Earth Attribute 5 Elements Grandmaster. The quest is complete. She asked, where we go next? Linya replied, actually, the three of us already leading profession checks by equipment and external stats. Run it again, and we'll accumulate experience up to level 10. The trio teleported elsewhere and left. Linya asked, can you two run the boneyard on your own next? Based on what I just did, you certainly won't reach SSS rank, but earning an S rank is still an easy way to gain more experience. Bai Ji hurriedly, I have no problem. At that moment, someone ran past them. He shouted in alarm, wait, danger. The scene before them left the two stunned. Su Mumu yelled, Bai Ji. One man grabbed her as a hostage and sneered, hey, you kids, did you get the stone sword key? The assassin threatened, if you know what's good for you, hand over the stone sword key. Both of them showed obvious tension on their faces. If you know what's good for you, hand over the stone sword key. Bai Ji's anger reached its peak. Damn you, she shoved him away. On what ground should we give it to you? At the same time, his accomplice behind him also wore a vicious grin. Sensing danger from behind, Bai Ji tried to run, but unfortunately she was unsuccessfully intercepted. Seeing her collapse unconscious on the ground, the group loudly assessed, some skill, but a pity. Seeing her collapse unconscious on the ground, the group loudly assessed, some skill, but a pity. The hooded leader wasn't willing to let go so easily. Don't be rough like that. I actually prefer those who are strong. Before he finished speaking, he lunged like a storm. The man was stunned and blurted, what? They shouted. Holy crap. The leader cursed loudly at the sight. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Weren't you told to block them? The purple-headed man clutched the convulsing person. You, a kid not even level 10. How is that possible? The whole group was crushed by the scalding life slashes. Linya coldly barked, Scram, who gave you the nerve to rob us? Seeing that, the cloak-wearing man, unafraid, taunted, wait until you reach hell. You'll regret your arrogance today. That gang vowed to leave no survivors. The ringleader sneered and used Death's Wicked Cut to threaten. First kill this kid. The two girls mean nothing. Su Mumu hadn't expected them to be so ruthless. These people showed no regard for their teammates' lives. He only suggested, Mumu, Bai Ji, both of you fall back. They smell of demon tide. In his heart, he also knew clearly. They were depraved fiends who willingly bargained with abyssal demons, able to forego innate talent and gain abyssal power far greater than themselves. Burying their humanity and turning against people, Linya decided to use a divine weapon therapy. Reversal. Calamity fell. A small flame spread everywhere. The cloak-wearing man laughed uproariously. Useless trash. You can't even trigger skill. He suggested, second bro. Their gear doesn't look bad. Strip them. The instigator already had a weapon in hand, but unexpectedly Linya moved and cracked his fingers. The two others were stunned. While what? They trembled and blamed each other. Idiot! Heal him, quickly! The purple-haired one replied in a quivering voice. Boss, didn't he just die in an instant? He couldn't believe it. How is that possible? A cleric not even level 10. Where could such powerful damage come from? Unless he also struck a deal with abyssal demons. No, The attacking cleric is that Linya. This guy was fundamentally not an ordinary profession player. No, he wasn't fundamentally human. Faced with that, the cloak wearer shouted urgently, "Run." But it wasn't that easy. Linya had already blocked them. "If you try to run and befriend me, I won't let you go anywhere." He then used the celestial spirit miracle, reversal, and the group bent over, shaking their heads weakly. No, no. Finally, he gathered power to create an explosion, descent to heavenly hell, and they screamed in pain as they took the blow. After the smoke cleared, Linya just sneered. All skills, after their damage was increased, could instantly kill a nightmare tier boss and fight profession players 5 levels higher. Could their life values drop to 0? They were certainly dead. Just then, Sumumu spoke up. "If we don't act, we'll be the ones dead right now." Baiji was also a bit worried. Do we need to deal with the bodies? What if their guild or organization comes looking? Linya calmly opened the news feed and reassured them. No rush. The depraved ones won't have any guild or faction willing to publicly claim them. From the reports of the escapees, he made a quick assessment. If it's not public, even if they set up camps, no one will care. Platinum and gold gear used carelessly is attribute locked and can only be used by the depraved. Too bad. As if remembering something, his eyes lit up. Got it. Linya pulled out a treasure. A disaster tier pass for the Lost Giants Forest dungeon. He was quite pleased to see it. A disaster tier dungeon pass. Good stuff. The Lost Giants Forest dungeon, actually a nightmare tier, was once a testing ground for profession players. For years, no raid team had cleared this dungeon. Linya calculated that the second boss, the Nether White Soldier, had become a nightmare for all students. It blocked a path on the career road that every elite profession player would team up to challenge in the Lost Giants Forest disaster tier. Their goal wasn't just top-tier gear or experience, but to secure a first clear drop without injury. The Forgotten Hollow Dungeon key, a Calamity tier key, was essentially left behind. Now, Linya had a plan, but that was for later. After a while, the three moved elsewhere. Arriving, Sumumu shouted excitedly, "It's the Lost Giants Forest." She asked curiously, "Can we go in?" He smiled and confirmed. Once Baiji's talent cooldown passes, we'll go straight in. Linya emphasized that we must not only try to reach level 10 in the dungeon, but also seize a chance to obtain the Forgotten Hollow Pass. She only clutched his arm tightly. So how should we deal with these depraved ones? Burning or dismembering will still leave traces. Sumumu suggested, "How about burying them?" An idea flashed through her mind. If one of us could summon, that would be great. We could feed the corpse to the summon. Seeing that, Linya hurriedly corrected them. Hey, you two." He hoisted them onto his shoulders and proposed a plan. Or we toss them into the dungeon and let them disappear when the dungeon's timer ends. Hearing that, Sumumu agreed. Good idea. I didn't expect dungeons to have that effect. Standing at the dungeon entrance, he raised his hand to check his watch. All right, let's go back and prepare. Combining work and rest, the koi waiting time is pending. Once Baiji's koi cooldown ends, the group will open the Lost Giants Forest dungeon directly. The other two happily nodded. One day later, in Jiang City during a meal, Sumumu recalled, "To prepare for promotion exams, ever since awakening our talents, it seems we never relaxed and enjoyed a big meal like this." Linya reassured them, "Don't worry, the Alliance coins we earned today are plenty, not few." Meanwhile, Baiji was still happily enjoying the delicious food. Seeing everyone so cheerful, he suggested, "When we have free time, we can come here often," and she agreed. But Sumumu also said, "Actually, it's better to save up to buy gear. I'm not a child and don't need to spend a lot on entertainment." Baiji blushed and added, "Big bro, actually I can split the bill." "No, let me pay." He squeezed his eyes shut in a grin and waved it off. "Next time, our squad isn't short on funds." Just then a waiter approached and announced, "The bill for this table has been paid by that gentleman over there." The three of them cried out in surprise. Linya turned and stared into the distance, wondering who he was. Noticing someone looking, the man quickly came forward to greet them. "Hello, everyone. I'm Shangguan Yen, officer of the Professional Alliance and head of the Lingyun sect." He stood and returned the greeting. "Hello, I'm Linya, the top student at the Profession Academy in Jiang City. These are my teammates, Sumumu and Baiji." Shangguan Yen nodded. "I know. I came to invite you to join the Lingyun sect to facilitate your entry into the Professional Alliance. These are my teammates, Sumumu and Baiji." Shangguan Yen nodded. "I know. I came to invite you to join the Lingyun sect to facilitate your entry into Professional Alliance." Before that offer, Linya hastily clarified, "But I won't take the profession exam, and if I agree to join you without publicly proving my ability, Once inside the alliance, it would be hard not to be suspected of using influence to get into the back door, right? So I won't accept, and I also have no plans to join any sect. Shang Guanyin took the cup of tea Linya offered and honestly said, I really didn't expect you to refuse. Fair enough. Strong people always have their own calculation. He was very relaxed. It's fine. I hope to see you join the alliance soon. The refusal didn't discourage Sheng Guanyin. He continued, if you need anything, contact me anytime. This is both the Alliance's town initiative and my personal wish. When you arrive, I want the Radiant Ruler to sharpen you. Linya replied politely. No problem. Ling Yun Sek, huh? He found the man somewhat interesting. On Monday, in the Academy's floral garden, Linya suddenly said, a new challenge has begun by Ji. She hurriedly complied. At that moment, the system updated the notification. You have been granted an unknown power. With the special attention of the Goddess of Luck, each dungeon clear grants one Yang treasure that upgrades one tier, lasting 24 hours. Linya also activated the relic, used the pass, and used the key to start the teleport gate for the Lost Giants Forest. The server worked at full capacity, checking and confirming the request to open the dungeon teleport. Please wait for the Lost Giants Forest Hidden Realm. Disaster Raid started. A notification appeared. About to enter the Lost Giants Forest, levels 8 to 15, disaster difficulty. Introduction. Calamities call this place home. Umming Silent is a destination. This is a land of the Lost Giants, a place of despair filled with death. Entering inside, Su Mumu exclaimed, the Lost Giants Forest is said to be a shard of a hidden realm split off from some large-scale secret realm. Although level 8 can enter, it has a tie-grade difficulty in combat power. Other dungeons can't keep up. From afar, a monster was already waiting for them. She shouted loudly, it's here. The monster before them was called Netherwhite Soldier, level 8. Strength 15, Constitution 15, Intelligence 2, Spirit 12, Agility 2, Golden Aptitude. Skills. Horizontal slash, charge, leaping slash, straight stab. Su Mumu volunteered. Linya will take these two small monsters first. No sooner said than done. The two leaped forward using the rebirth sequence. She squinted. My attack. The monsters were repeatedly struck hard. HP reduced by 150, 150, 150. Bai Ji was also surprised. It really was doubled. As for himself, Linya lightly snapped his fingers, cast a healing spell, clear technique. He instructed them to watch for the combo of horizontal slash and charge, then sat down and rolled, feeling somewhat relieved. The new gear clearly worked. Mumu's and Baiji's attack power had surpassed most students of their level. Our two girls continued to fight fiercely, coordinating very smoothly. Seeing an opening, Su Mumu decided to use a poison bubble, and Baiji supported with the raging flame slash. The monster's body immediately exploded under the assault, but at that moment the ground suddenly shook violently, and the two girls panicked. Linya reminded them without forgetting, everyone be careful, the first boss has arrived. The system also recorded, power level 13, strength 27, constitution 22, willpower 15, spirit 18, agility 20, platinum aptitude. Skills. Cavalry charge, common light protection, lion shield blade, holy light. The white spirit cavalier seemed burned by Linya's successive strikes, reversing the celestial spirit miracles. Heaven, earth, hell. Mumu hadn't even had time to exhale before it was killed. The killing intent in his eyes hadn't dissipated. He still watched the bleed spot to increase damage. The white spirit cavalier appeared through the drifting smoke. Baiji and Mumu's soul simultaneously charged. Rebirth sequence, poison bubble. Flowing fire slash. The two split to attack from both sides. HP reduced by 800, 50, 50. The white spirit cavalier was poisoned and simultaneously took continuous damage, received a bleeding effect. HP reduced by 600. After its HP was significantly reduced, the white spirit cavalier used the skill Holy Light Knight to boost all attributes. Mumu was momentarily astonished. Is this a fixed skill of the white spirit cavalier? When down to a quarter HP, it enters an invincible-like state like this. Baiji sighed tiredly. The first boss is already this challenging. Linya then explained and instructed. This is a unique skill before this rider becomes a wraith. A cleansing technique. I'll lead it around. You two be careful not to draw its aggro. He leaped to another side and taunted. Come on, white spirit cavalier. Linya calculated inwardly. This position is hard to escape, but offers clear sight and perfect range. A faint smile crossed his lips. Any professional rider would attack from range, for example by throwing a spear. The white spirit cavalier added another layer of defense. Rider skill, Lion Barrier, granting itself a protective shield that absorbs 300 physical and 300 magical damage. Then it launched an attack toward Linya. Rider Skill, Light Spear Flight. The spear tip struck the tree trunk where he was standing. Linya was completely unhurt, took no damage. With Reverse Heaven and Earth, he gained 1500 HP, increased attack power, increased defense, and higher movement speed. The White Spirit Cavalier couldn't believe its strike had inflicted no harm. Linya slashed at its midsection, cast Reverse Healing and the Theft spell. His foot skimmed the ground. Ranged attacks were useless. What next? I guess it'll use a charge-type skill to retrieve its weapon and switch to melee. The White Spirit Cavalier lunged straight at him. Condensing Spirit Force, Rider Skill, Charge. Linya sprang up and propelled himself toward it. Item Skill, Blink. Two vast forces collided, making the ground tremble. He used a clearing technique and reversed the Dark Band spell. Then he dashed forward. After equipping the Shimstone, all attributes rose by 20 points, and he gained the active skill Blink, teleporting up to 10 meters in the chosen direction. Knowing his plan had succeeded, Linya smiled. Too bad. You've fallen into my trap. The White Spirit Cavalier still hadn't realized it had been ensnared by Linya. After successive strikes, its strength kept waning. HP kept dropping. 56, then 47, then 32. Linya sensed this was a good opportunity. After being burst from range, its Holy Light skill had been heavily depleted. Now it was unarmed, wasting its burst attack speed. After those relentless hits, its HP total fell by 500, reaching its limit. Unlike Linya, the White Spirit Cavalier's Holy Light skill, Protection skill, and Lion Barrier all ended. Seeing the situation turn against it, the White Spirit Cavalier immediately turned to flee. However, the chains conjured by Mumu and Baiji blocked its path. Now it was too late to run. Seizing the moment, Linya did not hesitate and leapt to attack. Just as the cooldown ended, he gathered spirit energy into his weapon, reversed the Divine Chi method, and cast Calamity's Descent. The blow struck the White Spirit Cavalier directly, combined with various spirit miracles, sending it to Heavenly Earth Hell. The White Spirit Cavalier was utterly annihilated. Linya gained 8,600 experience, rose to level 9, Su Mumu to level 7, Baiji to level 6. Baiji couldn't help exclaiming, "No wonder this is a disaster tier dungeon. The first boss is already this tough." Mumu mused, "If Linya didn't have the damage immune skill for us, with our current skills, even with diamond gear, it would be hard to pass this gate." Linya wiped the sweat from his brow and continued, "The second boss. According to the map, we should cross the signpost C to reach the mountain over there." But he noticed something odd. Why is there no signpost this time? Suddenly vines appeared, wrapping around all three of them. It turned out to be a special teleport method of this talent-grade dungeon. Then all three were dropped in free fall into a deep chasm. Remember to roll when falling, or the dungeon will treat you as injured. Linya used his power to create a cushion, so everyone landed safely. Are we finally about to meet the legendary master? But while he wasn't paying attention, someone suddenly struck Linya in the chest. "Moonlight Strike! Watch out!" Su Mumu cried out in panic. Linya, Baiji's eyes widened in horror. A mysterious unknown creature had appeared here for some reason. The spear tip pierced Linya's chest, causing him to collapse to his knees. The famed old master. Cold sweat streamed endlessly. No wonder this boss has Heavenly Flower tier combat power, able to directly attack classes without needing to manifest. He thought to himself, should I use Reverse Heaven and Earth? If I can't avoid its attack, won't that be disastrous? The Dark Curse Rider drew the Azure Strong sword, enchanting his own weapon so its strikes dealt magical damage. When he released the curse, all his attributes increased. He immediately slashed forward. The strike bore down on Mumu and Baiji, Moonlight Sword Aura, an unavoidable targeted attack, especially deadly to low HP classes. Linya only had time to shout, "Mumu, Baiji, don't dodge, just take the hit." Baiji instantly defended and successfully blocked the Dark Curse Rider's sword chi. It was brutal. It felt like my arm was about to shatter. Baiji's HP dropped significantly. Mumu quickly ran to Baiji's side. Knowing the Moonlight Sword Chi wasn't the old master's strongest skill, Mumu supported Baiji and handed her a potion. That attack also dealt damage from the clashing sword auras. Luckily, they'd stocked plenty of potions beforehand, but they couldn't let Linya switch to his base pre-skill to heal the whole group now. Linya rose to his feet, pivoting his weapon behind him, cast Celestial Miracles, then repeatedly assaulted the Dark Curse Rider with Heavenly Earth's Descent. One technique followed another in rapid succession, with the Divine Weapon method and Calamity's Descent the opponent's HP began to fall. Mumu was astonished. Linya's triple combo only shaved off a third of the old master's HP? We all have the latest gear. She refused to stand idle and immediately provided support. Mumu used the wood skill poison cannon. Baiji used the ice skill frozen lance. The dark cursed rider was frozen but quickly broke free. Killing intent flared in Linya's eyes as he leapt forward, intending to deliver a powerful blow to the dark cursed rider. But before he could reach him, he was knocked away. Rising Dragon Slash. Sword Chi struck straight into Linya's abdomen. HP minus 157. The dark curse rider continued with triple slash, but Linya's HP kept rising. Plus 789, plus 521, plus 378. It stared at Linya for a long moment and noticed the critical point on him. Then it swung across Linya's neck. Mumu and Baiji stood there stunned. He touched the slash wound. HP plus 88. Linya laughed. Indeed, the old master's power must not be underestimated. I need to focus more. As the dark curse rider advanced toward the two girls, Linya attacked from behind using the seizing technique. It turned its head to look at him. Its hatred toward priest Linya reached 100%. Linya shouted, "Continue with the plan." Mumu clenched her fist. Okay. He ran while using seizing technique, thinking, I've drawn all the hate onto this side now, to prevent him from attacking Mumu and Baiji. No matter how tough his hide is, persistent strikes can gradually whittle down his HP. He thought inwardly that this was an innate skill to turn the tide and counter boss damage. Behind him, Mumu and Baiji also attacked the Dark Curse Rider with all their might. Linya glanced back and saw that even at disaster level, their HP and defensive stats had improved a lot. A little more time would be enough. Suddenly, the hate points shifted. The Dark Curse Rider looked toward the tree where Baiji was hiding and thrust his sword in that direction. Linya immediately struck to draw its attention, losing 937 HP. He planted his staff into the ground. Old Master, remember your opponent is me, he snorted, determined to shield his teammates and nullify the enemy's ranged attack. Then Linya leaped up, cast Celestial Miracles and Heavenly Earth's Descent, and launched a finishing blow. The Dark Cursed Rider staggered and fell, propped himself up with his sword, and a stream of blue light emanated from his body. Linya was surprised. Baiji rushed forward to finish off the Dark Curse Rider and forced it to surrender, receiving 9,300 experience. The Dark Curse Rider vanished permanently from the giant's Cloud Extinction Forest dungeon. The dungeon's disaster level dropped to Dream Seal, then from Dream Seal down to Hard. A console appeared before Linya, reporting completion of the final task. Defeat the secret area boss Dark Curse Rider without taking any damage. The group received the reward to summon the Dark Curse Rider. Summon a level. 15 golden cursed dark cavalry fight for you, usable for 20 levels. Duration 1 hour, cooldown 1 day. She looked at Linya with awe and admiration. Boss, you defeated the Old Master? And you can summon the Old Master to run dungeons, reducing the dungeon's difficulty. He smiled gently and ruffled Baiji's head. That's right. This is a reward we enjoy. Linya pondered. Just as predicted, a boss like the Old Master hadn't been defeated in a long time. So when players kill it without taking damage, plus luck and stack bonuses, the reward becomes unimaginably large. Blinding lights drew Mumu's attention. Look over there. The system reminder isn't over yet. There must be something even more miraculous. The system displayed a few lines. You have earned the qualification to hunt the Forgotten Burial Chamber dungeon at Calamity Tier. Linya and Mumu looked up at the golden light above. Congratulations! You have met the requirement for the Forgotten Burial Chamber at Calamity Tier. The original Sin Observer guarding the chamber will open the main gate for you. He reached out to receive the item. You forgot. I said earlier we defeated the Old Master to obtain the qualification to hunt the Forgotten Burial Chamber. However, Linya still felt a bit uneasy. Completing the hidden quest and gaining hunting qualification, changing the dungeon perception. He wondered how this would affect others. She strode after him. Any problem? We're helping people. They don't need to worry about the master teaching them lessons. At most, they'll avoid failing the final test, and thus step onto the path to becoming a professional. Linya led Mumu and Baiji along the butterfly path. He thought to himself, wouldn't that mean they'd miss some necessary training to become professionals? Never mind. Let's stop thinking and continue to the final boss. Looking at the map, they'd nearly cleared the forest, leaving only the giant of Central Dusk depths in the woods. He pondered that the giant's configuration to ravage the forest was particularly wondrous. The second Dark Curse Rider boss was actually the strongest in the whole dungeon. The final big boss looked like Gorilla, but its moves opened wide and closed wide, annihilating heaven and earth. Yet in reality, it was an idiot. The system provided info on the final big boss. Giant of Central Dusk, level 15, Strength 25, Constitution 30, Will 10, Spirit 15, Speed 10, Golden Aptitude, Semi-Sweep skill of the Giant. The Giant wields destructive fists, introduced as an unknown creature like a riddle. It's unclear why it appeared here. Seeing this, Baiji grew a bit anxious. Big boss. His power means we need to patch the nail on his left foot, right? In contrast, Linya remained extremely calm and advised her, don't rush. This one's slow and has a noticeable rocking motion. He watched the Giant's every move. If they immobilized its left foot, it could only attempt normal attacks and stomps. Baiji's urgency hadn't eased. All right, I'll pull aggro then. Linya stopped her. Wait a moment. He put his hand out to block Baiji. What if we do the same this time? Find a summoned master to do the work for us. A massive knight was summoned. Summon Dark Curse Rider. Dark Cursed Rider level 15. Its power rival when it acted as a boss. Linya shouted the command, Go on, master! Before the Giant could understand, the Dark Cursed Rider lunged and slashed the Giant repeatedly with its sword. Moonlight Strike, its health bar steadily decreasing. The Giant counterattacked with Semi-Sweep. As the Giant turned, the Dark Cursed Rider found an opening, launched successive attacks, then landed. Rising Dragon Slash, Moonlight Sword Chi, Triple Slash. Linya urged the two from behind to press the attack. Moo used a big upward strike. Baiji, buff us with your enhancement skill, they called. Dong Qing answered. The system popped up again. The Great Swordsman's encouragement increased the whole team's attack and defenses. Baiji used a direct attack, Fire Flame Sword Chi. Moo ordered her spirit to attack, Rebirth's Grace, Poison Shadow. The Giant could only stand and endure the onslaught from all directions. It was time for Linya to act. He finished it with Heavenly Earth's Descent, a heavy blow on it, killing the Giant of Central Dusk. Receiving 8,000 experience, Linya reached level 10. Sumu reached level 8, and Baiji reached level 7. Linya's whole body was now enveloped in a power that emitted golden light. Mumu looked at him excitedly. Linya, you've reached M level. A few lines appeared in midair. Upon judgment, the challenger completed the hidden condition set. Dungeon rating raised SSS. Double experience awarded. Linya rose to level 11. Sumu to level 9. Baiji to level 8. Not only Linya, but the two girls also leveled up. The Giant Destruction Forest dungeon began finalizing rewards. A purple fortune chest appeared, influenced by the Lucky Goddess's observation power, upgraded to a diamond tier chest after clearing the stage, completing all hidden conditions and raising the rating to SSS, granting a platinum tier chest, accompanied by the question, Open the fortune chest? Mumu hugged Baiji in delight. Lil Bai, your luck is truly kingly, like a golden fish reborn. He chose to open the chest and said, This is why I added her to the team. The fortune chest was opened, granting the diamond tier skill Bitch Hai Chiu Sin and the diamond tier equipment Giant's Heart. Each person received 15 free attribute points. The items in the chest appeared before them. Opening the platinum chest, each person received another 15 free attribute points. They received the White Spirit Cavalry Breastplate Platinum, the White Spirit Cavalry Lance Platinum, and 3 twin gemstones. The system also provided details for each item. Giant's Heart is a wearable item that grants plus 15 to all attributes and has an active skill, Giant Strength. Upon activation, grants Berserk effect for 5 seconds. Twin Gemstone increases weapon armor penetration, boosting physical weapon attack. The White Spirit Cavalry Breastplate is a knight-exclusive armor that increases strength and constitution, but reduces wearer speed, equipping the set grants special effects. The White Spirit Cavalry Lance is a lance exclusive to the Knight class that increases strength and grants Radiant Throw. Using Radiant Throw skill upgrades it by 2 ranks, equipping the set grants additional special effects. Bitch Hai Chiu Sin is a priest-exclusive skill that heals all allies' HP within range, and randomly removes 2 negative statuses. He stroked his chin and examined each item. The skill isn't bad. Linia sun his weapon, getting belading zet votet in diva, Big Hai Chiu Sin, Vongling Tu Hai. At level 1, summoning a wave of lost souls swept the entire field, dealing 500 damage to all enemies in range, ignoring attributes and equipment-based HP bonuses, and randomly applying 2 debuffs. His brow slightly furrowed as Linya thought. It seems my transposition talent doesn't turn any of the team's buff-enhancing skills into corrupted internal techniques. Like the boss's control skill, for example, the White Spirit Cavalry's charge is a stun control. Reduce my speed? He pondered inwardly. After transposition, it becomes a dispel control on oneself, raising speed. So, bitch high true sin, after converting into a damage skill, would originally dispel its own reducing effects, but instead becomes one that increases reduction status effects on enemies. Those negative effects stretch on endlessly, but if they're random, you can't define their exact nature. They might reduce attributes, lower healing, or be control effects like stuns. Linya slowly closed his eyes and learned the bitch high true sin skill. After a moment's thought, he realized, this reminds me to study dispel-type skills in the future, forming a way to play control. Two different streams of power were gradually merging. And besides, the transposed cosmos description is explicit. If the talent reaches a high level, it can even change a skill's nature. Linya stroked his chin and unconsciously smiled. After all, interpretation belongs to the existent sense of the talent itself. It will transpose however it wants. He turned to the two girls standing behind him. We'll sort and divide the other things outside. The summoned master has vanished. About the dungeon difficulty being lowered, I still need to inform people at the academy in Shangguanyan. Linya's expression suddenly grew serious, likely stirring up another commotion. A soft golden light shone down over every corner of the street. The next day, in the principal's office, a shout shattered the silence. What? The vocational academy principal slammed the table and sprang up. Linya killed the dark curse rider in the giant's destruction forest? He was utterly astonished. Did I hear wrong? Are you saying the giant of the destruction forest at disaster tier? After the disaster tier dungeon reached SSS rank, the system notified. The final task is complete, and the difficulty of the giant of the destruction forest will be directly reduced by 1 tier. Kuan Yin replied calmly, yes. Linya contacted me as soon as he left dungeon. The Alliance confirmed it. It's true. The principal asked, the Forgotten Burial Chamber certification? He nodded slightly. Obtained. Know that currently only 73 people have attempted the Forgotten Burial Chamber. Kuan Yin envisioned the carnage in the deep woods, where 24 people died and the rest chose to abandon the attempt halfway. None succeeded, not even reaching half the distance. His gaze darkened. None of them could challenge it a second time. Kuan Yin recalled himself collapsing helplessly. It wasn't that they didn't want to try again, but they couldn't obtain a second qualification certificate or had exceeded the level cap. Noticing Kuan Yan's bitter smile, Tianqi stepped forward and patted his shoulder. We must wait for him to be stuck at level 15. If he doesn't reach 16, then he can enter. For such a skilled specialist, the Alliance will do its utmost to support him. However, once inside the dungeon, everything still depends on oneself. The principal also laughed happily. That's wonderful, truly wonderful. The academy and all its students must thank him. He sighed. We must hold an award ceremony. I previously suggested sealing this dungeon, but everyone opposed it. Tianqi shook his head seriously. Elite soldiers are few, not many. Students who won't face hardship should logically be eliminated. The Alliance won't nurture those unfit for a genuine profession. The principal's brows knit. I'm just sighing. The dark curse rider once caused some students to be expelled from the academy. Kuan Yin fanned himself and said, it's not quite like that. Suddenly, the door was thrust open with force. Mumu stood in the doorway, holding up her phone. Sorry to bother you, Principal. My squad with Linya has run into some trouble. On her phone was the hot search about Linya on the professional forum. Less than 24 hours after we left the dungeon and reported to the Alliance, his image was already topping the page. The professional forum posted the news and analyzed Linya down to every detail. Is he the Imperial clan gone corrupt, or is his talent demonic? Mumu continued. Many people pointed out Linya's attributes, not only the added points, but also criticizing his point distribution and equipment selling strategy as corrupt. The comments below were all about Linya. Reading them, it was all about demon accusations that he traded with demons, sold equipment, had corrupt aura, demanding strict punishment. Her tone carried anger. Some even maliciously analyzed every secretly recorded clip of him, claiming his talent is unreasonable, unrealistic, calling his ability demonic, and saying he struck deals with devils. Mumu's amber eyes flashed with fury. If Linya is the top student of the vocational academy, the future professional the school pins its hopes on, everyone knows his character and strength. He is our academy's pride. Then she pleaded urgently, please do something for Linya. After listening to Mumu, the principal finally spoke. Classmate Su Mumu, we understand your feelings. Kuan Yin immediately opened the dashboard. The post about Linya appeared before him. ID Shin Chizi, a level 35 member of Senior Alliance, followed by contentious comments about Linya's ability and power. Graduated from the top academy in the capital, self-evidence as follows. Please read my analysis. This Linya is a corrupt person. All that mystical talent and genius is fake. City of ruins, eyes like brass bells, monks with innate talent don't exist, not to mention explosive damage, wearing a full set of diamond gear yet claiming it's natural. Refusing to admit the videos are edited, this person traded with demons, seeking fame. I have connections. My friend's teacher is my father's friend. Their academy is suspicious. Many are doubting. Those videos are staged. Real or fake is unclear. I'd rather believe he deals with demons than believe the hype. Now I determine this is a scam. A fraud is slightly better than a fake demonic talent. I only hope Professional Alliance will investigate seriously and punish harshly and not cover it up. Kuan Yin and Tian Chi fell silent, staring at the screen. If Linya cannot prove himself, we have grounds to doubt and revoke a professional qualification exam. But Linya is clearly still just a student. Accusing him like criminals is excessive. How could he be a fake demonic talent? Praised as a god one moment, trampled the next. How ridiculous. Someone spoke up in protest. You've been brainwashed by hype and those who love to doubt everything. The atmosphere was tense. The principal stepped before Mamu. Classmate Sue, I'll go with you to verify this teacher's situation. He smiled. Whether this teacher even exists is hard to say. The smile on his face grew clearer. This is invented by outsiders ignorant of the Alliance's internal affairs. I suggest the Alliance, the school, and the Crown issue a joint statement, though that may not be strong enough. Noticing everyone on the forum doubted him, Linya proposed, Everyone, I request a demonic aura test. Kuan Yin was surprised. Linya, he and Tian Chi then held a press conference. The three Alliance parties cooperated, issued denials, which had some effect, while clarifying that the rumored internal teacher at the school did not exist. The origin of the rumor confirmed. The rumor monger admitted fabricating Linya's deal with demonic items. Everyone gathered at the Alliance base. When Linya stepped out, countless questions flooded in. Linya, why do you want a demonic aura test? Is your talent related to demons? Is the Alliance's credibility guaranteed? How can we know the machines aren't rigged? Linya, you're a model of our academy. You can't be slandered. The chatter never stopped. Linya actually came. I heard he voluntarily requested the demonic aura test. The Alliance's internal politics run deep. Let's see how this goes. His silence gave the reporters chills. Linya mocked. If you're so timid, you shouldn't be reporters. That remark bolstered the students' confidence, who pointed at the reporters. One called out, Why won't you speak? Just now you were questioning the Alliance. Does the world revolve around you? A voice cut through the argument. It's live streaming. Look, Linya entered the demonic aura detection area. A man stepped forward. Please enter the testing grid and wait. He took off his coat and stepped into the grid. A golden light enveloped Linya's body as they began checking the level of demonic contamination. Checking. 5%. The observing man said, You actually didn't need to do this. Some people simply can't stand others being superior to them. His gaze darkened briefly. Most experts trust your strength. But Linya paid no mind to other suspicions. I just find this process interesting. It's at 15% now, he said. Let them say whatever. They're free to talk. I just don't want those who trust me to worry. The man replied, I understand. The check reached 50%. Another person stepped forward. We hope you get a good result. Otherwise, we'll have to detain you on the spot. Linya kept smiling. Fine. The check was nearly complete. 85%. Everyone was tense, but he remained calm. 100%. Test result. Demonic contamination value. 0%. No pact with any evil entity detected. Master Linya is not infected with demonic aura. Everyone erupted in joy. Wonderful. I'll print the report for you right away. Reporters outside could hardly believe the result on the screen. What? Truly not a trace of demonic aura? Live comments on the screen flipped. You accuse him of being demonic. Now what? Aren't you going to hop down? Oh my God. A practitioner can be that strong without trading with demons? What's his talent? Could he be born with stellar fortune? Cheers rose. Demon God Supreme. Demon God Champion. Linya faced the cameras. I now want to announce my attribute points and level. If anyone objects, come see me for a one-on-one or team match. Meanwhile, on the other side, Xiao Feng jumped out of bed. Damn it, can you believe this? Linya is of a corrupt sect, surely bewitched by demons. Definitely cheating somehow. He didn't hesitate and leapt out the window. No way. This young master must reprimand him.